So,
All
welcome,
right.
welcome to the pod.
Hey, thanks for having me. This has certainly been a journey I did not expect to go on at the top of the year, and one that I'm very grateful that I did. Filled in a lot of blind spots. I'm pretty excited to talk about it.
So, listeners don't know, but introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Zach Davis. I'm the host of From Cameras to Couches, which is a film podcast hosted by me and my sister Emily. We've been doing it for a couple of months now. We started back in October. It's been real fun, just like going around and meeting everybody. We're based out of Knoxville, Tennessee, so we got to meet some people at the Knoxville Film Festival this year and stuff. But it's been an incredible journey. I love getting to meet people like Isaiah. Isaiah actually reached out to me on our Instagram, and it's just cool to get to make connections with people that are just as excited about this stuff as I am.
Yeah, no, just a bunch of movie nerds.
Right.
That's
It's the
all we
best
are.
part.
Oh gosh. So before we get into the Jack Nicholson Hall of Fame, if you click on this episode, we're talking Oscar nominations. They were Thursday, Post- postponed twice because of the fires. So
Yeah, it was kind of Emily and I have been discussing how it's been a little weird waiting on it because we've been so anticipating all of these nominations coming out, and it's been wild that we've had to wait for so long for them to come in. And yeah, the fires didn't help with that, but I'm glad we finally have the list. It's been a good year, very competitive.
yeah, I'd been watching the nominations for the past 5 years, and just
Yeah,
waiting was the worst.
it's I think last year it felt a lot more fluid. It did not feel as I don't know, jarring as it was this year, but I'm glad that it turned out the way it did. I really am glad to see a couple of nominations on here that I did not expect after the Golden Globes and after the BAFTAs and everything. All the dust had kind of settled from that. But yeah, it's a good list. It's a very good list.
Yeah, it was a weird year for Oscar contenders. It's the weirdest year I've ever witnessed.
Yeah, I could not believe how many different inspirations were coming through in the Oscars this year because it is really like a mishmash. Because going to the theater this year versus last year, I mean, last year was just an absolute lights out experience for everybody, blockbuster, indie, whatever. And getting to see, foreign films in the theater like Anatomy of a Fall, which got a limited run in the US and stuff like that was really cool. But coming into this year, I didn't really know what to expect out of it. And until the festivals hit this year, I don't think anything was really standing out as like that quieter movie that had the power to really just push through the best picture nods. But then the festivals got hit, and there were like 15 movies that people were talking about out of those, like Nickel Boys, and obviously the big ones like The Brutalist and Honora, and it's just been so fascinating to see how it's been a steamroll of a year for sure. And I'm amazed to see where everybody's landed on it because throughout all of the contention and all of the award ceremonies so far, it's been just one bizarre commentary after another, or one amazing press run that just got a nomination for.
Yeah, like it was weird because, like you said, in 2024, 2023, sorry,
Yeah.
you knew time is a who
It's a
knows.
flat
Yeah,
circle to
yeah.
me these days.
But like in 2023, though, we knew Oppenheimer was getting in, we knew Barbie was getting in, we knew Anatomy of Fall was getting in. Last year, who knows? It was so up in the air, and
It truly was, and even towards like the end of the year, and performances like Timothy Chalamet and A Complete Unknown and stuff like that, you're like, wow, I didn't expect this to be as much as it turned out being, and it's amazing. I'm really grateful that there's some good recognition for stuff like that, and we'll get more into it later. But I'm grateful that The Apprentice is getting a couple of nods because I think that movie was a lot better than people were willing to give it credit for, and it was an interesting time for that movie to come out. But it's a really good movie.
yeah. So I guess we'll do by categories
Yeah, let's
first.
break it down.
The first one I have is Best Supporting Actress. We had
Awesome.
Monica Barbaro surprised me.
No,
That
yeah,
was
I totally agree. I think she's great as Joan Baez, and that's a very hard sound to nail but it was not one that I like picked out and was like, okay, I think she's gonna go into this very like already incredibly competitive category.
Yeah, she completely off guard. I was surprised. Ariana Grande and Wicked. We knew it was happening, but
If
actually,
nobody's been campaigning harder than you have for Ariana
yeah,
Grande.
I was just like, well, I came in and I'm like, I'd seen her on The Voice like
Mm,
the year before or so, and I'm like, she's just very. She just wasn't my type of coach. She wasn't my type of person. I'm just like, it, everyone's raving about this woman, and then I see her in Wicked, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I
I
take
got it.
everything back. I
I
take
got it.
everything back.
Yeah, I she is absolutely smashing in that role. I mean, I think I went to the theater at like 8 o'clock on a Saturday night opening weekend to go see Wicked, and just being there and seeing it and seeing everybody's reaction to it was just amazing because I'd already heard so much from you about it, and I was like, I'm excited to see how this turns out, and I was certainly not disappointed.
I watched it twice, and every line she hit that was supposed to be funny, the theater laughed like every
Spot on.
every beat, like she nailed it. And then we have Felicity Jones in The Brutalist.
Mm.
That
Another
was, oh,
another great performance. I don't know. I don't know. I do like this performance. I do think there are some other people that I would have rather seen in this category over Felicity Jones, but it's still a good performance.
I think her best scene though is confronting Guy Pearce at the dinner
Amen
table.
to that is like that is one of those scenes that you put on your reel and you're like, all right, so here's what I've done before.
Yeah, she was. Margaret Qualley should have been in this spot, but hey, we can't vote on actors, so
Yeah, that's the nature of the
sadly.
beast. We just spectate.
And then we have Isabella Rossellini in Conclave.
Still haven't seen Conclave.
Uh, I saw it. It wasn't my cup of tea,
Yeah,
but I can acknowledge that it was a good movie.
yeah, and that's the commentary I've been hearing around a lot of it.
Yeah, and then finally Zoe Saldana and Amelia Perez, which I am still debating on watching. All I seen was the clip of Zoe Saldana's character and the doctor talking about a sex change
That's
operation, and
that's
I
the one
was like,
going around.
that killed it. I'm
That's the
sorry.
one going around. That is the one. I don't want to influence people to watch this movie one way or another. Decide for yourself. But I will tell you, it's from my perspective, with my limited life experience, it's a bad movie. It is genuinely like a really grating musical. Like there should be no music in the movie, and yet it's supposed to be like this big rock opera. Um, it's not great. Zoe does have some really good moments in the movie, as does Carlos Sofia Gascon, which we'll probably talk about a little bit later. But woof, it's it's a rough watch. Like I think I sat through the first half of it and I was like, I need to go get a drink, and then I'll come back to this.
It. I have I have LGBTQ friends. I
Mm.
have everyone, and they're all like, "This movie is garbage."
It's been so interesting to see like the backlash from both the Hispanic and the trans community on this whole thing. That they're just like, we don't claim this.
Yeah,
We're
they
not.
don't claim it, and it's if it wins. I've been seeing memes just like everyone's just like, "Stop Amelia Perez. We don't need it to win." They're just.
I don't know what I'll do with myself if that wins. If it wins Best Picture, that would be.
I'm
Uh,
gonna cry. I'm
I
sorry.
will be like so frustrated about the whole process. Oh man, but
Yeah.
we'll leave that for the future.
Yeah. Then we have supporting actor Yura Borisov
Mm.
and Honora. Oh man, I knew this guy was getting nominated.
He earned every ounce of this performance and the nomination. He is so good in that movie. It is not even funny. Like he stands out to me every time I watch it because he's such a central character to like the ideas that the movie is trying to present. Um, but the first time I saw it, I was just completely like blown away and swept away by that character in the midst of everything that's going on in that movie because it's such chaos. But he's so good.
Yeah, of all the scenes I knew he was going to get a nomination for, it was the scene where he and Honora are walking on the pier and
Yeah,
he hands her the scarf and she's like,
Garth. Oh,
yeah, she's like, no. But when I saw that, I'm sitting in the theater. It's just me and a couple behind me. That's it. Just three of us, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, yeah, you're getting that Oscar nomination.
That's so awesome.
And
I love it. I really love it.
and then Kieran Culkin in A Real Pain.
The
Like,
man, myth, the legend. I definitely earned as well.
it's crazy how his career has surpassed his brother Macaulay. Like, just
Dude,
it's
the amount of times I've had the conversation with myself about how does Macaulay feel about all this? I can't
yeah,
imagine.
I don't know. But I saw A Real Pain at the Belcourt before I saw Wicked twice, but
Nice.
it was so good. It was great.
I went vice versa. I saw Wicked and double featured it with A Real Pain the same night, and that was an interesting experience.
Yeah, because you
I,
just have the lows and the highs.
it, it was so weird because I get out of Wicked and I'm like, wow, that was really something, and then I go into A Real Pain and I'm like, this is definitely a different tone. I gotta like prepare myself for this. Um, I really like it. It's really good movie, really excellent performance, and also just Kieran Culkin being Kieran Culkin. And I think that that's in right now, and I think that's not a bad thing because he's really, really, really good.
Yeah, he'll win an Oscar for playing Kieran Culkin, and no one will complain. That's
Yep,
just how it will be.
and that's just a good testament to his ability.
Then we have Edward Norton in A Complete Unknown as Pete Seeger. I still haven't seen it yet, but uh,
It's really good. Edward Norton is nigh unrecognizable. He definitely is still himself in a lot of capacities, but he is definitely one of the better character actors in the movie. He's really 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 great as Pete, and he keeps like that soft tone, which is a little strange and unnerving for Edward Norton because he's usually like he's not soft, but he's kind of in the middle, and he just really knows how to enunciate and get his lines through. But he's like him playing Pete Seeger is just a weird feeling, but it works really well. I really enjoyed it.
well. Then we have Guy Pearce in The Brutalist. Oh my gosh, this
And
was.
there's your
Oh,
and there's your best supporting actor.
you think he's gonna win?
I really think so. I think he deserves it, if nothing else. I
I
think
I wish the Academy would just do a three-way tie and just be like Yura Borisov, Kira
seriously,
Culkin, and Guy Pearce, and we'd all be happy. Just
they're all such excellent performances, and that's what makes this year so interesting. Is that we've got like the sneak attacks from Yuri Borisov, like who would have thought versus Guy Pearce in like this epic Great American Man movie. And yeah, I'm amazed by how good it is. And then the last one on the list,
Jeremy Strong, The Apprentice.
who's my favorite pick, and it's like, what am I supposed to do with this? Because he is so good as Roy Cohn. For every bit that Kieran Culkin is doing, Kieran Culkin in A Real Pain, Jeremy Strong is doing like 10 times different than his character. And why can't I think of the show?
Succession.
Succession. Thank you. I keep thinking of Severance because Severance season 2 is out, but um, Jeremy Strong is just unbelievable as Roy Cohn in this movie, and I really, really, really loved his performance. And now I'm just looking back through all of these, like which one do I want to win? I think Ed Norton would probably be at the bottom of my list, and Guy Pearce, Jeremy Strong, Kieran Culkin, and Yuri Borisov are all ties for the top. They're so good.
It's such a terrible year for the supporting categories
It
because
is.
for some reason they're doing way better than the leads. It's still my favorite category, both
Yeah,
of them.
I totally agree.
Then we have original screenplay, Honora, A Real Pain, The Substance, The Brutalist, and September 5. But
Mm.
let's start with Honora. Oh
Interesting that it's interesting that September 5 is on this list. I'm just going to say that, but Honora, I think Honora kind of deserves this. I think that's such a good screenplay. The cold gust of wind that is the second act hits so well, and at such a perfect time in the pacing of the movie. And then the third act is just such a breakdown. It's so perfectly timed, and just just presents its ideas well. I mean, really kudos to Sean for doing everything for this movie, but also writing it. And he's an animal. He's an
I
absolute.
I've never seen a movie change tones as fast as Honora because it went from, this fast paced da 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 da, and then it's this, you
It
know,
turns it turns into like After Hours in the middle of
it's it's crazy, and then it's like this. And then after it cuts off and everything's slow, and it's just a slow build up to the end, and
Yeah,
that's it.
it's the day after the party. The party gets shot up, and then what happens after the party gets shot up, and it's just like everybody's left with this kind of hollow feeling, but not everybody to the same extent. Like Honora is clearly the character that has lost the most over the course of this movie, but there's some characters like Yori's character who just feel hollow all around because that's just an accentuation of the lifestyle that they have, and it's so good. It's so good. I could rave about it forever.
I wish Eisenberg would win for Real Pain though, because maybe this will be their sorry we didn't give it to you for The Social Network and we gave it to Colin Firth for the King's Speech.
I'm kind of keeping my fingers crossed that he gets a little bit more recognition for this because I love his nervy, like every little bit of his interviews with people where he's just like I'm freaking out right now.
He's like the modern day Woody Allen.
Absolutely, he
But
is that neurotic.
just and then The Substance. Oh man,
I
that
love
was
this.
that was a movie.
I loved The Substance.
Oh man.
There's a very small room at our local theater. It's a pretty mid-sized theater. I mean, they have like a 200 seat larger screening room that they usually show some of the bigger premieres at, and then they have 100 seat normal rooms, and then they have like a 20 seat smaller room, 20-30 seats, something like that. And that's where they showed Memoir of a Snail, Honora, and The Substance this year. And when we went and saw The Substance, there it was just me and my sister, and I think one other couple in the room, and we were having such a wild experience with that movie, just sitting there and like not having anybody around, and we continuously looked at each other and we're like, what are we supposed to be getting out of this? And then by the end, in the last 20 minutes, which can be argued, is it a little too pretentious? But I don't think it is. It's just such a fun and exhilarating story. It's so perfectly paced and threatening and like confronting you with its ideas. I really love it.
Yeah, I've been trying to get Coraline on the pod, but I haven't got
Mm.
anything back yet. But I mean, at least I got a liked message from her, so I mean, I guess
That
that
counts.
counts.
That
But
counts
like,
for
yeah,
something.
yeah. And then The Brutalist. This is almost goes hands in hand with Oppenheimer, just the American epic. I hope they bring the American epic back.
I rewatched There Will Be Blood this morning, and just it. I've been I got a copy of it on Blu-ray. I've been waiting to watch it for a couple of days just till I can like fully just wrap my brain around The Brutalist before I move on to something else. And I just watched it and I could not stop thinking about The Brutalist. And I was like, please, just let this be a trend. And I think it's interesting. The Academy is an interesting position this year because they already did Oppenheimer last year, and they already got the great epic American Man film last year. And I don't think with Amelia Perez being so hot off the press, they're willing to do the American Epic Man again this year. So I'm a little worried that the Brutalist is going to get pretty well snubbed.
I don't know though. With all the backlash Amelia Perez is getting, it might. They've only voted for the nominees. They still have to go through the
Yeah,
second round of voting for the actual
absolutely.
winners. So
Yeah,
I hope everyone's looking at the trades and are like, oh crap, okay, let's push towards a different winner. But
I think we're on the right track. I think after there's been like the little brief backlash on the Brutalist about the AI thing, and that was just so quiet that it didn't really get off the ground. But it hasn't been enough of a commentary for people to make it an issue.
and then September 5. Have you seen September 5?
I have not. I
I
still
haven't
haven't.
either.
I've heard like I know most of the ideas of the plot. I know some of the performances are good, but I have not seen it.
This was a surprise though. It
Definitely.
just snuck in there.
I don't know what I would have had take its position, but it's odd that it showed up. I really didn't expect it, and it's just I don't know if it's like just a toss to left field for them, but it's an interesting move for sure. I've heard that like I've heard that it's not that great, but it's definitely good at very least.
Yeah, like I don't know. It feels like a toss to me, but
Yeah,
who knows? I mean, May December got the Oscar nomination, but that
absolutely.
movie was That was a great movie.
I I
I
agree.
liked May December. So I mean,
I think Julianne Moore is really great in it.
I like Charles Melton the best.
He's so unbelievably good in that
Oh
too.
man,
Yeah, that's a
yeah.
that's a complex performance. That's
It's such a complex movie.
a tough thing to pull off, but it's kind of amazing that he pulled it off.
Yeah. And then we have adapted screenplay: Amelia Perez, Nickel Boys, Sing Sing, Conclave, and A Complete Unknown. So
Yeah, I adapted screenplay. I think they might give it to Conclave just because they like Edward Berger a lot.
yeah, Conclave is getting a lot of love. Nickel Boys only two nominations this year.
Yeah,
That's sad.
I think it just has to do. It's got like a little bit of the Sing Sing issue where it's just not been very accessible. And Sing Sing got a limited run, I think last weekend or 2 weekends ago, and included a limited run to like over 1 million incarcerated people in America, which was a very cool move. But still, A24 like kind of fumbled how they handled that, and they didn't pull it off the right way. So it's a little bit of a bummer. But I think Nickel Boys is kind of in the same vein where the marketing campaign was not that great behind it, and it just kind of fumbled.
Well, I guess we crapped on Amelia Perez enough. We don't need to talk about that
We
anymore.
know, yeah, we'll leave it alone.
And then Sing Sing, of course, you already mentioned. And then Complete Unknown. That one, The Complete Unknown got 8 nominations.
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre. I think Timmy is just so hot right now that people are just giving him the nods, and I think that'll be interesting moving into the actual award ceremony because he is just, I mean, he is omnipresent in everybody's mind right now. And I mean, with Dune Part Two at the top of the year and A Complete Unknown to close it out, and everything that he's done up to this point to put him in the front, he is definitely in the front, and I think people are going to be thinking about him a whole lot on awards night.
Not only that, but he's been on an incredible press run from like they had he does Dune, and then they have a Timmy Chalamet lookalike contest, and he takes the lookalike that he
Huge
had to the Golden Globes, and he's doing double duty tonight on SNL, and he's
as the
also
musical guest and the host, which is unbelievable.
yeah, and he's been with Letterbox and every. I'm just like this guy. He's
He is.
going for it so hard.
Yeah, and he's making all the right moves, like with the Nardwar interview and getting on all the podcast interviews and doing stuff with them and being like a very of our generation human being while he's doing it, which is just incredibly charming. And a lot of people are all about that action. So you know what? I give complete kudos to him. He got me. He won me over. I'm totally on his team now.
Yeah. Okay. Animated feature, Memoir of a Snail. Oh my gosh.
My God, this movie is unbelievable. I've seen it I think 4 times now, and since I've gone back through Elliot's filmography, it's definitely one of his better ones. It's one of his more complex ones, certainly visually. But it's an incredible movie, and he's an incredible filmmaker.
Yeah, I wish this movie was getting even more love. It's just
It doesn't have the narrative against Flo this year. Flo just has the story. It's the big hot Latvian movie made by one person.
I wish the wild robot or something would just like swoop in and just knock Flo out. Just
I I'm Emily saw Flo. I still haven't seen it. I've heard it compared to a lot of screensavers. I don't have a problem with that. I do think that there's certainly artistic um, elaboration in that to some capacity, but I don't know. I don't know. It just hasn't enticed me at all. I really like the Wild Robot. I thought the Wild Robot was great.
yeah, the wild robot was fantastic.
Yeah, great score. I really love the Sony Pictures animation stuff. I'm all for that team, and I've always been kind of on their side, especially with the Into the Spider Verse thing when that started happening in 2018, and just how bold of an animation style that is. Uh, but it was cool to see like a cool Chris McQuarrie idea come to life in the form of this adaptation. So I really like the Wild Robot, but I think Flo is going to take it overall.
Yeah, and we also had Inside Out too, and
Oh yeah,
yeah, that was pretty good, but
I have mixed feelings about it.
Inside Out was better narratively.
Yeah,
Inside Out 2, not so much, because Inside Out 2, no, Inside Out 1, had Riley moving from Minnesota to California. She going through the starts of puberty, all her emotions, all of this stuff, trying to deal with it all, change. And then Inside Out 2 is like she wants to be cool and on the hockey team,
yeah.
and
I
it's just a completely different theme.
it it feels like a very big sign of the times, just of the death of creativity in Disney, and it's just a shame. Um, I think the same can be said for Moana 2 for a lot of capacity, although that was kind of like a desperately ill-fated project with the departure of Lin Manuel, and it originally supposed to be a TV series. But I don't know. I don't know if I can ever trust Disney until I see something that convinces me otherwise. And Inside Out 2 was not it.
They're doing such a poor job creatively. They're like, we are making original content, and then it's just sequel, 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 remake, sequel, remake, and I'm like, guys,
Yeah,
no.
I mean, there's Mufasa, the prequel to The Lion King that nobody asked for, that had music from Lin Manuel Miranda that once again people did not ask for. That has been one of the most successful movies financially of the year, as has Moana 2, as has Inside Out 2. They're all in the top 10, which is just, you know,
It's sad.
we say that we don't want creativity, or we want creativity instead of sequels, and then people take their kids to see these movies.
No,
But in the same token, I understand your child the movie theater to go see something.
yeah, you're not going to take your child to go see a Nora and be like, hey, look, this.
Yeah, show them the Criterion Collection copy of the cover of Honora.
Yeah, just be like,
And it's
this is
great. Oh,
cinema, okay? No. Oh gosh. Okay. Then we have editing: Conclave, Amelia Perez, Wicked, Honora, and The Brutalist.
give it to Honora. Sean Baker deserves it. I mean, my God, that man has been working his ass
He
off.
has. He casted the film, edited it, produced it, directed it,
It's
wrote
like
it.
he has full ownership over every victory that this film gets, and I think that editing should be one of them, because it's not a hack job, and this movie could look like a hack job so easily.
Yeah, he just. It looks great.
Yeah, he's a master.
Yeah, I don't think we'll have any quarrels over the editing. And then original score: The Wild Robot, The Brutalist, Wicked, Conclave, and Amelia Perez. I'm sick of seeing that movie on
I
everything.
there are fewer movies in the world that deserve a best score nomination than Amelia Perez, because the score for that movie is agonizingly bad. We already talked about the ones. You know what? I'm not even gonna do it. I'm not even gonna go there.
We shouldn't even give it the credit. Just like
I'm not even gonna go there. I love The Brutalist. I've been listening to the score a lot outside of the movie. I don't know why.
I need to. But did you hear the Big Picks pod where Amanda was like vocally doing the score?
Yes. I Oh my God, they've been just absolutely on one lately.
Yeah, man, I love that podcast.
It's so great.
But yeah, it. I don't know. I'm between the Wild Robot and the Brutalist. It's
Yeah,
just it's those
I
two.
I would almost say between Wicked and The Brutalist, because I think Wicked is, it's a little awkward though, because it's an adapted score, right? So I feel like it might be giving it a little too much credit. Um, but I don't know. I don't know, because I know a lot of I know that the score itself is wholly original. I just really love The Brutalist. I think Bloomberg's work on The Brutalist is incredible. Like, it makes that movie feel so massive, and it doesn't need help, but it pushes you over the edge of that, and it also becomes emotional locomotion for the whole movie.
It makes the Brutalist more epic than Ludwig. You know,
Yeah,
his music for Oppenheimer seems a little
agreed.
quaint.
Agreed.
Like,
Yeah, like the "Can you hear the music" moment is completely washed out of my memory compared to like the epic or the prologue of The Brutalist and those
yeah,
three different songs.
the horns just blasted that out. Like, yeah.
Yeah, just like, okay, you blew my hair back. Let's keep going.
Then cinematography: Nosferatu, Maria, Doom Part Two, The Brutalist, and Amelia Perez.
Yeah. Okay. Those camera operators really deserve that one. Um, I'm glad to see Nosferatu get a nod here. Honestly, I think it's glad. I think I'm glad that Eggers is getting a little bit of push for that this year because it's a great movie. I know that you didn't like it as much,
It
but
wasn't my cup of tea, but I can acknowledge that it was very well crafted. It was very
yeah,
well acted. Everything. It was just not my cup of tea.
I totally it is a heavy thing, and I mean I think we saw it on Christmas Eve. It's not a very Christmas Eve core movie, so it was a weird feeling.
Yeah, we went and seen it. My friend was like, "I think we need to go to church." Like right after we saw it, he was like, "This is just." He did not know how to feel. I didn't either. We just sat in the car and we're like,
Oh,
"Oh God, what did we watch?"
yeah. Yeah, I went to church before I saw it, and then I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm going on Christmas morning too. Um, yeah, it's a wild experience, but yeah, masterfully. I mean, Lily Rose Depp is pretty damn good in that movie. Um, it's a lot. The source material is heavy.
And it's about it. What's so funny? It's about a girl who just feels lonely. Calls out. Then there's this dead guy who's like, you know what I want to do? I want to buy a house.
He's like, I've been thinking about getting into real estate in Germany. What do you say to
Yes,
that?
and it's just such a weird goal for a horror villain to
It,
have.
it, it's so bizarre, and like I have not seen all of the original Nosferatu. I've seen most of it, but not all of it. And functionally, like I don't really get what the allegory is here. Is it like okay, well, don't get lonely and horny? I don't know what to,
I don't know.
but it's still just a pretty amazing piece of filmmaking overall, both the original and I think Eggers is really good. I don't think it's my favorite of his, um, but it's good. It's a good movie.
I haven't seen Maria, so I can't say anything about it. But from
Yeah, I haven't,
what pictures I've seen, it looks great.
yeah,
And then Dune Part Two, I wasn't a fan of this either, but it looked great.
yeah. Another incredible thing. I that sequence. I mean, it's been talked to death, but just the opening sequence where those guys are like floating up that mountaintop.
Oh, and everything's orange.
Yeah,
Oh, I'll just say that scene made me crave Cheetos like nobody's business.
there's so much sand crunching underfoot. I just imagine
It
that's
was it was all orange, and I'm just like, I could go for Cheetos right now.
that honestly not a bad movie snack until you start eating it, and then you're like, it's way too quiet right now.
Yeah, you loud crunching,
Yeah,
but and then the Brutalist, it looks great. Dutch angles, we have it all. But
incredible. All the Bauhaus stuff, awesome.
we're not talking about Amelia Perez. We're just gonna pass that one by.
Moving on. I'm
Bye.
saying my light real quick. Yeah, you can look at any one musical number from this movie and be like, okay, got it. That doesn't have my vote.
Best director. Here we go. Sean Baker for Honora, Brady
Sean,
Corbet, The Brutalist, Core Life RJ for The Substance, James Mangold, which was a complete surprise for
absolutely.
Complete Unknown, and then you know who for Amelia Perez. We're not even talking about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Congratulations, French pop stars. Um, yeah, I think it has to go to Brady. Like personally, I think it has to go to Brady. Because it just feels like that dude's been through a lot, and I'm like, give him the Oscar. Just let him be happy.
Yeah, I watched Mysterious Skin earlier this month, and I
Mm.
was just like, "Oh, Brady, you're such a good actor and a director. You just need it all."
You just needed it all in one swath. I haven't seen Vox Lux. Have you seen it?
No,
Okay, I've heard it's pretty middling, but I'm interested to see it just after seeing The Brutalist.
I was so impressed with his directing. I was blown away.
Mm.
And
It- Good stuff.
Sean Baker, I'd never seen a Sean Baker film until Lenora, and I was just
Me
like,
neither.
yes, this guy.
I went back and visited the Florida Project. I haven't seen Red Rocket, which I've heard is also a necessity if you're looking into his stuff, especially his more recent stuff. I had heard about Tangerine several years ago, mostly because it was shot, I think, on iPhone 4, and that was a big deal. But I'd heard about it years and years ago, so I checked it out a while back, but I haven't seen it since. But yeah, he's pretty incredible and has, I mean, a very unique perspective and a very obvious perspective he wants to tell that from, especially with the common factor of sex workers throughout his movies.
James Mangold though, that was a
I
surprise.
I don't know about that one. I think it's interesting to see him back after Ford versus Ferrari, but like I don't need the James Mangold nomination for Walk the Line 2 Bob Dylan. I'm good on that.
Yeah, I'm just like, mm. It's like
I don't
I could think even John M. Chu could have taken his spot for Wicked. Just like
absolutely.
I'm just
I
like,
I would have been more happy with that than with him.
yeah, I'm just like I don't know.
Yeah, it's an interesting spot to be in. The complete unknown rush. I don't know where it came from because like I saw most of the clips of the press conference, but I never like was seeing people talking about the press conferences. So I don't really know who's campaigning for this movie aside from the fact that we've already talked about Timmy's just in the front lines right now, so people are just seeing the news about him and following along. But it's it's an interesting move because I mean James is James.
I think everyone's riding Timmy's back except for Monica Barbaro. Like I feel like I feel like she's like I'm my own thing. I don't
Yeah,
need
it's like
you.
I'm
But
gonna stay over here in this corner. Very asimilar to the characters they play. A complete unknown.
yeah. And then Best Actress Cynthia Erivo in Wicked,
Mm.
Mikey Madison and Honora, Demi Moore in The Substance, Fernanda Torres for I'm Still Here, and then Carlos Sofia Gascon for Amelia Perez.
What a lineup! What a lineup! I I don't think I would give it to Cynthia Erivo.
Everyone, I have been reading the trades lately, and everyone's like, she is one Oscar away from getting an EGOT. And I'm like, no, guys, this is not the narrative we need. This is not the narrative
Let's
we
not do that. I mean Ariana, yes. Cynthia, no. I'm
I'm
sorry.
I'm just like, yes, it was great. Defying Gravity just made my jaw drop to the floor. It was so
Absolutely.
great. But I'm
I
like,
I don't
still
think there's a person
no.
in the theater during Defying Gravity that wasn't like completely blown away.
Uh,
But yeah,
yeah, like I saw Harriet too, which she was nominated for, and I'm still like, it's just not the right performance yet.
not
I'm
quite.
not. Yeah,
Yeah, I think she's great. I really think she's great in the movie. I just don't think that she's bringing anything that these other actresses that are on this list are not like completely blowing out of the water. I think her vocal performance is that, but I don't think that's enough to carry it when you're on the screen. And like the physicality of being on a Broadway stage is enough to carry that through sometimes when you're there and in person, but when you're on the screen, it's just a different thing. Um, yeah, that's my 2 cents.
like one word I described Ariana in that movie is like a pink whirlwind. Like she just
Absolutely.
like comes through and just
She is the popping of bubblegum at all times.
yeah, and she like you. It's just it's a different performance,
Yeah.
and I
Yes.
guess I don't know if Elphaba needs to be more restrained or not, but I don't know if she's restraining it so much that you're not like you know
Yeah, there's no like there's no guarding to her character aspects. Like there's no real unknown or unfelt idea in her character. She feels like that she walks into the campus and she's super stiff and she remains stiff the whole time. She never really gets comfortable and like her opening up to Ariana and like the all of the sequences where they're starting to do stuff together and she's starting to become a little bit looser and things like that. All of those are pretty like pretty easy to accomplish, but you can make something special out of them. And I just didn't really feel anything particularly special out of the performance.
yeah.
But oh well, I still great time, still a great movie. Yeah, Carlos Sofia Gascon. Since I've spent most of the evening just dogging on Amelia Perez, I will say that Carlos Sofia Gascon is quite unbelievable in this movie. Really incredible performance. I was kind of blown away by this aspect of the movie, and it was the one thing that kept me going through the movie was just seeing her performance in this. It's really good. Um, I was impressed by that aspect. Didn't expect it. I did not expect to be, but I was really blown away by it.
Well, that's good. Mikey Madison and Honora. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, this.
just
I saw her in Scream actually before I saw
hmm,
Honora, and I'm like,
And then I saw her scream in Honora.
Yeah, but I saw her in Scream, and I'm just like, oh, she's gonna be in that movie, Nora. You know, I need to go see it. And then when I saw Nora, I was like, holy crap, that girl's getting. Yeah, she's gonna. Yeah,
She's going big places. I honestly, I think the only thing I'd seen her in aside from Scream was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I constantly think about when they're in the back of the car before they're about to go into the house at the end of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and she's like, "Dig this." I've been expanding on this idea in my head, and she's just doing like the a total hippie talk. It's so great.
who's the one that Brad Pitt hits with a can? Is it
That
her?
it's either her or Maya Hawke. No, Maya Hawke runs away. I can't remember who the other girl is, but yeah, and it's Austin Butler, Mikey Madison. I can't remember who the
Maya
third.
Hawke and oh crud, I
Yeah,
cannot either.
that
Is
last
it
girl.
Margaret Qualley?
Oh, it is Margaret Qualley. Yeah,
Yeah, she is. Yeah, man, they all went to be great, huge.
they picked out the Spawn Ranch cat. I mean, Tarantino just like foresight, but the Spawn Ranch kids are going big these days. Elle Fanning. I mean, Dakota Fanning. All these people are just showing up.
I know. I I have nothing but happiness for all of them.
Let me too.
Demi Moore, though, she's bringing horror back to the Oscars. Like,
I think this is an amazing performance, and like the moment that I saw her smearing the lipstick on her face the first time I saw the movie, I was like, give her the Oscar. I was like, just she deserves it.
oh man, like I cannot believe that they're giving her this much love so late in her career. Like
True.
it, it's so unfair to her, but at the same time, it's like, you know what? You have put in 40 plus years into this business. You should deserve all the flowers.
We love to see a story like that, right? I mean, and that narrative is what has driven this whole thing forward. But I also think that I agree with you. Like, it's a shame that she hasn't been recognized as part of her career. I mean, it, it's awesome that she is back to do something as bold as this, and she totally like she bears it all for this role, literally, and that's not thing to do, and for her to be able to put herself out like that, and I think she's earned it. I really love her in The Substance.
Yeah, I do too. And A Few Good Men. And
We'll get to A
yeah,
Few Good
yeah,
Men
we'll get
later.
to that. But like, yeah, and oh gosh, I'm Ghost. She's great in
Ghost,
Ghost.
yeah, yeah, she's a lovely person.
Yeah,
But Fernando Torres has been an interesting conversation lately. There's been a lot of nepo baby talk about this because I can't remember what her mother did, but
her
her mother.
mother did a Central Station, I believe, in
Oh, okay.
1999, if I'm correct. Yes, and
Yeah, it's been an interesting talk. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't matter to me that much, but it's been an interesting conversation for sure.
let me say, Brazil's love for this movie
It's huge.
is
Brazil's love for anything is huge.
so huge because when the Academy was doing their governor's dinner, when they were
Mm.
awarding everybody, I swear the first 100 comments were from Brazilians going Fernanda Torres for the Oscar, and I'm like, they're campaigning her before she's even campaigning for this.
I heard about it from a friend of mine. I friends from Brazil a couple of years ago, and I went and visited them earlier this year. And one of them texted me and was like, "Have you heard of this movie? I'm Still Here with Fernando Torres." And I'm like, "I have no idea." And I've been looking for where it's going to show or where it's going to stream ever since. And it wasn't until maybe 2 months later that it started getting the awards buzz, and I was like, "Where did this come from?" But Brazilian people, man, they love it. They love stuff like this, and I mean, you can see that with the campaign for City of God back in 2000 and stuff like that. But I love them. They're so enthusiastic about
Yeah, I guess if they like a film, they're just going for it. But I'm happy for her because she seems like she doesn't have like the Jamie Lee Curtis air of like a nepo
Certainly.
baby. She's just like, I'm just a person.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that discourse is just noise, if nothing else.
And then Best Picture are 10 nominees. You know what? Before we start, I am
Mm.
so sad Challengers did not get into
I
editing or
I
original score.
I am a huge like I have an allergy against Luca Guadagnino, but I think it's a crime that he did not get any nominations
You
for
don't
Hank.
like Luca Guadagnino? Yeah.
I just his movies never really do it for me. Like I saw, is it A Bigger Splash? I saw A Bigger Splash. I saw Challengers earlier this year, and I haven't seen Queer yet, but I've heard that Queer is something that I'm going to enjoy. But I've never just really. I've always kind of like shrugged my shoulders at him more or less, but I do recognize him as an excellent director and a very interesting and crazy writer of stories.
Okay. Finally, into Best Picture. Sorry, I had to say something about
No,
Challengers. It
no,
was a travesty. It just
I
didn't.
think that's a worthy segue.
Uh, let's see. The Substance, Nickel Boys, Amelia Perez, A Complete Unknown, The Brutalist, Honora, I'm Still Here, which was a shock as well, Wicked, Dune Part 2, and Conclave.
Good to see that Nickel Boys got a nod. Um, Good to see some of the smaller stuff. I mean, I'm still here, obviously. Interesting that Dune Part Two got in. I really did not expect Dune Part Two to get in.
Yeah, Dune Part 2 was in February, and then after that, it was
Yeah,
like
dead silent.
I,
Dead
I,
silent.
I was worried, like, even though I didn't really like the film, I was thinking, what are its Oscar chances? Because I have not heard buzz of anything.
I think the only commentary that I heard about it with the Oscars was the fact that the score wasn't eligible, and that was back in maybe September when that news started breaking, um, because technically the score was a sequel score or something along those lines. But yeah, I don't think it deserves Best Picture this year. I think it's great. I had a really good time with it, and I'm excited and interested to see what Denny's going to do next because he's kind of in a weird spot with. He's wanting to do. I heard rumors that he's going to do Annie Jacobson's Nuclear War, a scenario, which is a like real time novel that is telling the real progression of what would happen if we were going to a nuclear war. It's terrifying. It's a terrifying book. I highly recommend don't reading it or not. Um, but supposedly he was going to make an adaptation of that. But then Dune Messiah is still on the slate, and I've heard Dune Messiah is slated for 2027 right now. So I don't know if the nuclear war thing is going to happen, and I'm curious to see how he's going to approach it because he's been telling everybody that he doesn't want to do another Dune movie before he does something else. So I'm not sure if he's just getting like backed into this corner or something. But regardless, Dune Part Two does not need a Best Picture
Yeah,
Oscar.
they think he's going to pull Peter Jackson, get nominated for the first two are going to get, decent buzz, and then on the final one, just
Return of the King is going to be the one that sweeps it.
take it all.
It'll
But
be wild to see that because Dune Messiah is where stuff gets really weird in the Dune universe.
yeah, that's what I've heard. Like, have you heard the podcast? Oh crud! It's also from The Ringer. I cannot think of it right now.
Is it the wow?
Not The Watch. Oh, Joanna Robinson, Dave Gonzalez.
Oh, is it Ringiverse?
It's in the Ringerverse. I cannot think of it right now.
Dang it! There's
They have so many good pods, but
House of R. Is it House of R?
no, it's not House of R. Oh crud!
It's one of those. Honestly, this is since I've launched our podcast under Digital Viz Podcast. I'm planning on launching several other podcasts with it, and this is how it feels like trying to determine which of those I'm going to get started. I'm like, okay, is this going to be one title or another title, or are we going to do sports or what?
But
It's
anyway,
crazy.
on that pod, they were talking about Doom Messiah, and they're like, it gets
Mm.
weird, and we don't think it's going to get Oscar buzz
Uh,
for it.
I would be amazed if I'm interested to see how Denny's going to pull it off because he almost more successfully than the actual author of Dune pulled off the tone of the ending of the original book of Dune because Dune Messiah is more or less a correction to people being like, oh, Paul Atreides, he's our guy, and who was it, Herbert that wrote Dune.
Yeah, I think
He
so.
he saw people's reaction to that and was like, you totally missed the point. This guy's like a jihadist. He's trying to start this holy war, and he has this infection of terrible purpose that has turned into like something far greater than what he can understand. And he wrote Dune Messiah as a correction to that to show like, okay, this is what actually happens when his character goes off. But I think Denny totally nailed the tone of the ending of Dune 2, where it's like, okay, you can understand that Paul Atreides is not exactly the hero anymore.
Yeah, Best Picture's still up in the air. I don't really know who's going to win, but
I think right now, I think Amelia Perez, The Brutalist, and Honora are the three that are going to be in the conversation. I don't think Conclave will get it. I think it'll be close. Um, but I think The Brutalist and Amelia Perez, if nothing else. I think it's gotten a little too quiet for Honora lately.
yeah, maybe they'll.
Aside from the Criterion Collection thing,
Yeah,
that was an interesting move by them.
yeah, that was. And I was, I was like, hey, they got it. You're like, I pre-ordered it.
Yeah, but my sister absolutely loves it, so I was like, that is absolutely one we got to have on 4K.
Uh, and then finally, we're going to cap it off with Best Actor. Adrian Brody for The Brutalist, Coleman Domingo for Sing Sing, Ray Fiennes for Conclave, Timothy Chalamet for Complete Unknown, and Sebastian Stan for The Apprentice.
Sebastian Stan showing up, another Apprentice nod, really really good stuff. Man, I don't know. I don't know. Adrian Brody is so excellent in The Brutalist. It's great, but it's also very reminiscent of his performance in The Pianist, which he's
That's
already won an Oscar
that's
for.
my biggest fear is that the Academy was like, "Oh, you're doing another movie about World War II, era Jewish guy," and I'm like, "No, that
It's not. It's not the same. It's not the same
it's
thing.
not the same. You guys need to work on that." But or maybe they'll be like, "Oh, hey, Roman Polanski didn't turn out to be a really great guy. Maybe this
Yeah.
should be your,
Maybe this is what we put you on a pedestal for.
yeah." And then still, it will not look good then either. But
I
but
think that'll be interesting.
but Ray Fiennes getting in 29 years since he's been nominated for an Oscar.
Unbelievable. He absolutely should have won for Grand Budapest
I
Hotel.
know. Yeah, I agree.
But it's cool to see him back. Like I said, I still haven't seen Conclave, but I'll get around to it eventually. And I mean, Timmy, we've already talked about Timmy so much. I think this is the popularity contest person in here. I personally think his performance as Dylan is really, really, really good, but I don't know. It's not trying to be like a complete copycat of Bob Dylan, and I don't think it needs to be, and I think it succeeds for what it's going for. I think he's really great in the movie. I think he deserves a Best Actor nod. I don't know if I want him to win though, but he may.
Who knows? And then Sebastian Stan, he is the let's just say the MCU actors have had such a great streak
It's
since
been
post MCU, except
where's
for
Chris?
Chris Evans.
Where's Chris?
He is. I don't know what the guy's agent is doing to him. Like I,
It's terrible. It's legitimately terrible.
I like I saw I didn't see Furiosa, but I saw the trailer for it. I'm like, Chris Hemsworth, good on you.
Yeah,
Mark Ruffalo's going to be in Mickey 17. He's been in everything, Poor Things and whatnot. I'm like,
yeah.
great for
He's
you. Brie Larson still choosing great projects after being Captain Marvel and everything. I'm like, great for you.
absolutely.
Natalie.
Scarlett Johansson's been a little quiet, but I mean, still with Marriage Story mixed in there, and after all the Black Widow thing, I can understand why she would want to take a little bit of a break. But
Yeah, like even Scarlett, jumping. Robert Downey Jr. got his Oscar. Jeremy Renner's doing great. And then you just have Chris Evans.
Chris Evans, and it's like, okay, we got Knives Out, and then we got what, The Gray Man was the Netflix movie that he was.
Yes, The Gray Man, and then he does Ghosted for Apple, and
Yeah,
then Red
and
One.
Red One.
It,
You're like, what the hell's
it,
going on with this?
I don't understand. His agent needs to be fired. That's
I
it.
absolutely agree. He's got too good of chops to be doing this crap. I mean, really.
You know,
And I mean, I don't know if he could pivot to like a World War II drama or something like that. Maybe he missed his opportunity with Oppenheimer.
I
Is something like that.
I don't know. But here's the sad part. I was looking through the members of the actor studio, and
Mm.
he went to the actor's studio. He is an alum there. And I'm like, this is sad because you will look at all the past alumni that have been Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Jane Fonda, Julia Roberts. You could
And
go
Captain America.
yeah, and then you have Captain America. And it's just like if you look at all the previous alumni, their filmography, it is stacked. And you're
Oh,
like, yes, these people. And then you have Chris Evans, you're like, it's stacked until after 2019. And then it's just
I would love to see a comeback. I mean, I would really genuinely love to see him just go out on a limb and maybe do like a Tom Cruise and Magnolia kind of thing, where he just totally departs from his normal style of something for the sake of just absolutely throwing it on the line.
He's supposed to be in a Celine Song film this year, which
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
I'm hoping this is what gets him out of the rut that he's been in.
it's a good pick of a director. I mean, very clearly hot off Past Lives last year, so I'm excited to see where that could go. That would be an interesting go.
But I think it's going to be another like weird love triangle thing. I need to know what her and Justin Kritzky's marriage is like because
Yeah, we need to talk to the person that gets an interview with their marriage counselor is going to be the number one story seller for 2025.
yes, because I would be like, I need to know everything. What's the deal with the third person? Like,
Yeah.
do they have someone on the side? I don't know.
What are you processing through your movies? I'm
I,
very curious.
I don't know. It's crazy.
Oh
But
man,
uh, the Oscars conversation's sadly over. But we're going on to build the Jack Nicholson Hall of
let's
Fame.
talk about old Jackie
It
and Oscar winner himself.
it is so sad that Sean and they have not done one on him yet.
I think it's crazy. And going back through this, I was like, I can kind of see why this guy has so many movies, and some of them are a true slog.
They
Like that.
did that with Nicolas Cage though, and
Yeah, good.
and I'm
Good.
like, I was listening to it last week, and I'm like, come on, you could have done one for Jack. Why didn't you do one for Jack?
Hey, we got in front of the game. When they inevitably do a Jack Nicholson Hall of Fame, we're gonna be the ones that have the predictions in there.
Yeah, I know. He's won 3 Oscars, 60 movies, I think.
Yeah,
Just
I think I had a total of 48 on my list because we're starting with Easy Rider. Um, but yeah, I saw so many of these that I had never even like heard of or imagined before, and I'm typically like my blind spots lie in the 60s, 70s, and 80s because I've always been raised on movies that were like from the 90s, aughts, and the tens.
I'm the opposite. I was
Mm,
raised on the 60s, 70s, 80s. No, actually, I'd say 40s and on. Like
that's the good stuff. I
that
mean, I my mom always loved like the classic musicals like Sound of Music and Singing in the Rain and stuff like that. We always had Showboat or The Queen of Africa or things like that playing, but I never really dug into them. I always kind of took them at face value for a long time until I just started getting around to it.
I was the kid that would go to the library and I would get Night of the Hunter. I would get Casablanca. I would get like these big, and I feel like the librarians are looking at me like, "Who is this kid?
Who is this
Who's
kid?
this pretentious, stuck-up little guy?" Like, hey, that's just what I liked, and
That's a budding podcaster if I ever saw one.
yeah, I know they're probably like, yeah, he's doing something. But we're starting the Hall of Fame, Easy Rider and on because everything before that's just
It's just tough.
it.
It
Yeah,
is very early stuff.
I
Yeah, Easy Riders. I it's interesting to start it off on this foot because I think it's starting it off with one of the better ones first. But I think this one's Otto Green. I think this is a damn good movie. He plays George Hansen, an alcoholic lawyer who refuses to try drugs. Um, just a like revolutionary piece of filmmaking at the time. Totally changed like the scape of the box office.
yeah, it was right in the new Hollywood movement, right there. Dennis Hopper's directing, Peter Fonda, like you said, Jack Nicholson, Karen Black, who will be coming back in 5 Easy Pieces here in a little while, but just a road trip movie. I guess it started the road trip films. It's just
One of the best genres to come out of that era, and something I still enjoy. There are a couple of more sloppy buddy comedies about it today than I care to admit, but I always love a road trip.
and his first Oscar nomination of 12. He is currently, well, he has the most Oscar nominations for an actor. He has
Hmm.
12, like for a male actor.
Yeah,
Meryl took it with 21. Like,
incredible.
but yeah, Otto Green. You should have
Uh,
been an Amanda, the greenest of greens. That's what you should have said.
I should. Damn it! I meant to make that note.
Yeah. I,
Um, yeah, on a clear day, you can see forever. 1970. What do you think of this adaptation of a musical? Did you see this one?
I didn't get a chance to see it.
It's bad. It's
Oh
really
man, but it's got Barbara in it. No, I'm kidding. Just like
yeah. Barbie's trying in this one. She is trying to salvage every piece of it. Jack plays Tad Pringle, the former stepbrother of the main character Daisy, who she ends up falling in love with at the end of the film, or it's implied she falls in love with at the end of the film. He had a musical number in this movie, but it was cut, which is a real bummer. I
which
really would.
stinks because I feel like Jack has a great singing voice.
I would love to see more Jack singing stuff, and I think this would have been a good one to have in there.
Okay, so it's a red.
I'm gonna put that at a fat red.
And then the Rebel Rousers, he plays a character named Bunny.
Buddy.
It says
I think,
Bunny. Okay,
oh, it is Bunny. Yeah, it autocorrected.
I was about to say Wikipedia. Are you lying to me? But no, evidently your autocorrect was lying to you.
Yeah. From what I saw on Wikipedia, it was filmed in 1967, but wasn't released until 1970 because of the success of Easy Rider.
Yeah, they were probably like, oh, he's a star now. We need to push it out.
Yeah, we
But
can push this through.
and
And I think that genre of style of movie wasn't really at the forefront. And then after Easy Rider, there was this instant demand for it, and they were like, "Oh, we got this on the shelf."
so, what was his performance? Is it red?
It's red. I don't think it's that great. It's effectively like a worse performance than Easy Rider. Um, okay, let's move on.
Okay,
Let's
hopefully this will start a great streak of films. This is
hopefully.
hopefully five easy pieces. He plays Robert Erica Eroka. I cannot pronounce that, but Dupay. It was really good.
I was blown away by how good this movie is. I'm also a real sucker for the Pacific Northwest because that's where I grew up. So them being in Washington was awesome. But this movie is shockingly good. I was blown away by it.
Yeah, his character is. You wouldn't think that he had all of that classical musical training background. His
Not
family's like his brother. Played by Ralph, but everyone's just so successful and
it's
prestigious, and he is out there just like working.
hitching rides on the back of trucks.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love how authentic he stays to that character throughout the course of the movie because he doesn't compromise on that. He is questioning, but he never compromises on what he wants out of life, which is it just makes for an interesting narrative.
well, yeah, just that quote itself pairs perfectly well with the scene where he wants toast
Yeah,
in the XO.
yes.
Just like he will not compromise. The lady's like, look, we've got this, and this. Get the chicken salad sandwich. Hold the chicken, hold everything. He just wants the bread toasted, but then they're
It's it's interesting that you highlighted that point about everybody being prestigious, and he's not prestigious, but he's eccentric like he is, and it's I just loved it. Yeah, this one's a green for me. I really like
a
this.
very a green. Yeah, and it was his first Best Actor nomination, rightly
And Best
deserved.
Picture nomination as well.
Yeah, and he lost to George C. Scott for Patton, but which
I
which George C. Scott even declined it. So I wish they would have given it to Jack.
Yeah, can we defer that to Jack and just call that another win for him?
That's Jack's unofficial fourth Oscar. But
Yeah.
Carnal
All right.
Knowledge.
Carnal Knowledge. Let's talk about Carnal Knowledge. This movie's wild.
I love Mike Nichols movies.
It's such a joy, but it is wild.
It is so depressing at the end, but
Totally.
it starts off interesting. Candice Bergen was probably my favorite character in this film.
She's really great.
She was really great. Too brief of a time to spent with her, but
Yeah. Sandy, is that her name?
I think
No,
so.
Shelly is her name.
Shelley.
Sandy is. I don't think it's Jack's character. I think it's the other roommate.
Art Garfunkel. Yeah.
Yeah, Garfunkel.
Yeah, but it was good. It was just
It's a weirdly good performance. Like he's kind of just an ass in this movie,
But-
and it works really well.
he is not as eccentric as he is in everything else. He's very,
Sure.
very restrained. I remember I was watching it. I'm like, oh man, this is different.
It's an interesting position for him to be in. I think this one's yellow for me.
Yeah, I
think I-
yelled it as well.
I think I enjoy it enough to where I would put it in if I run out of options, but we got a long road.
Oh yeah, we do.
Okay, A Safe Place, 1971. Did you see this one?
No, I read it.
Yeah,
automatically.
I I I automatically read it. This one I had not seen it. Jack plays Mitch, a partner of the main character Noah. This movie is bizarre and kind of stupid, and is commonly regarded as one of the worst additions to the Criterion Channel. I did not watch it, and I don't plan on it. So, safe place, Red.
Then we have The King of Marvin Gardens. Okay, I was going to buy this film
Okay,
at McKay in Nashville. I came so close to buying it. I still am kicking myself for not buying it. But I should have watched it. I didn't have the time. I've been screening films for a New York Film Festival.
there's so much to do. There's so
But
much to
yes,
see.
there's so much to do. But I'm like Bruce Stern, Ellen Burstyn, Jack Nicholson, and I'm just like, why did I not buy this film? Why haven't I watched this film? I automatically yell at it even though I haven't seen it, but just,
I have yelled.
for the respect of the filmmaker and the actors, I'm just like, you just need the automatic yellow.
Yeah, I think they've earned it. I read through most of this one, and it sounds like an absolute blast. And I'd like to see it on the screen at some point. I've been trying to find a physical copy of it. I went to McKay's in Knoxville and couldn't find any, but I think it'd be an interesting one. So yeah, I definitely agree with Yellow. Um, Now the last detail. This one's a joy. I don't know about you, but I had so much fun with this movie.
I love how Ashby films. This is still one I hadn't gotten to yet, but I own it. So
It's
those who are like, "Oh, he hasn't seen it. I have it. I will get to it."
I promise you that's the nice thing about movies is they're always waiting on you. But this one's awesome. A real joy. I
I
put it at Yellow because I think his performance isn't like anything noteworthy in this, but it's very fun movie.
Chinatown. Okay, this is the greenest of greens, as
And
Amanda would
Auto
say.
Green, I mean,
Auto
obvious.
green. It's even that's directed by controversial director Roman Polanski. We're,
Mr.
we're gonna
Mullins.
we're gonna ignore that.
He was still getting nominations until 2002 with The Pianist. People weren't paying attention in 1974 when he was
Oh, I
out.
think they were, but they still were like, eh.
Good point.
But it written by Robert Town, who also wrote The Last Detail. This script, have you read the script to Chinatown?
I haven't.
I read this script. Oh gosh, this is how stupidly pretentious I sound, but I was like 14. I was taking screenwriting classes and I'm like,
That's
oh,
incredible.
this looks good. I'm telling you, solid.
It's just pristine.
Everything you need to learn about screenwriting, you read Chinatown.
That's good to know.
And
That's I'll
read
punch it.
Chinatown, Groundhog Day, major films, just they're solid. But anyway,
I read through the script for The Brutalist at the behest of one of my friends that I went and saw it with the other for the second time, and he said it was worth checking out, and so I read through it a couple of weeks ago, and it's unbelievable. Another tight one. I do love reading scripts. It's something I'm doing more often these days.
oh, I love reading scripts. They're so great. But anyway, Chinatown Otto Green, he plays JJ Jake Gittes or Mr. Gitz as John
One
Huston's character.
one of future two Jakes.
Yeah.
We'll talk about two Jakes at some point,
Oh
which
gosh.
I once had somebody tell me that they like the two Jakes more than Chinatown, and I don't talk to them anymore.
That's very. I agree with that. Understandable. But
Yeah,
his character in this is so great because he's just a private eye. He's just
yeah.
dealing with women whose husbands whose wives, they're all having affairs. He's just trying to figure out who's cheating on who. That is
It's
it in the sleepy city of Los Angeles. But no, he gets wrapped up in something way bigger than he expected.
it's beautiful noir. I mean, it is a cornerstone of noir as it is known these days. But he is so perfectly tuned to play the character that he plays in this movie. Like he as the PI, I don't know if there have been many that have done it better. I mean, aside from some of the older stuff in the 40s and those very classic PI and noir stories, but he's so good in this, and it feels like a revelation.
Yeah, in uh, such a gut punch of an ending too. Just oh man, I've never watched a movie and felt as down. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it is a heavy. as soon as it ends, you just kind of have to sit there.
Yeah,
Like
I'm like, I'm not even watching a palate cleanser. I just gotta process
no,
all.
you don't feel like you deserve it at that point.
Yeah, and then he does Tommy, which is like a rock opera by the Who.
Just
I
this is bizarre,
I didn't finish it. I made it like halfway through, but I was loving every minute of it though.
it is so unbelievably weird, and like I have a love of things that are that bizarre and that out there. This one like kind of tickled that fancy for me, but to some extent I was also like, okay, I'm I'm running out of steam real quick on
Yeah,
this.
because it was just it's not dialogue spoken. Everything is just song, and it's
Yeah, and it's like an assault on the senses.
yeah. I'm just it was just so much going on, but I kind of enjoy it. I wanted to yell at this, but I'm like, should we read it?
I had it as red. I had it as red, but I'm happy to compromise on a yellow, but I counted back through my greens
We'll
earlier.
turn it to red, and later on, if we feel like we don't have enough, we'll go back and
We can
yell at it.
revisit
If
it.
we
I'm totally good with that.
okay, the passenger. I meant to watch this. I'm telling you, film fest. Don't screen films for a film festival when you're trying to do a podcast. It's the worst. I don't know
I
how.
I do not know how you do it because honestly, like I have my 9 to 5 job and I try to do everything for the podcast outside of that, including watch 1 to 2 movies a day. And the amount of free time that I have is slimming down so
Hey,
much.
listen, I have my 9 to 5, college, a podcast.
You were
I'm
you were
just getting
absolutely
cramped.
murdering it.
Yeah,
You just
it's a miracle I'm still alive. I should be running off like 3 hours of sleep or less.
no rest for the wicked.
You got that right. But the passenger, I was gonna automatically green this, even though I hadn't
I
seen it.
agree.
But it looked beautiful, and I know the listeners will be listening to this in the future, and they're like, "Well, you haven't seen it, you can't green it," but I'm doing it anyway.
No, I think it's deserved. It was on every single list that I looked at. I haven't seen it either, and I really do think that it's probably something that I will be visiting after this, even after like I've washed the taste of Jack Nicholson out of my mouth for the past month.
Hey, you can't
I
get enough of Jack. Okay, only the
no,
good
that,
Jack
that
films.
is very true. I mean, I could and still will continue to watch his performance in The Departed on YouTube clips for as long as I see fit.
Oh, I saw that last night, but we're going to get to that later on. But then we had The Fortune, where he plays Oscar Sullivan, Mike Nichols' film.
Mm,
Did not get great reviews when it
mm,
came out, and it's still not, so automatic red. And it
yeah,
has Warren Beatty and Stockard Channing in it, and it's still red.
yeah. From what I understand, I do not think it deserves anything higher than a red. Um, but yeah, now the big one.
Yes, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I love this film.
It's incredible. My dad came up to me a couple of months ago and was like, "Hey, I just watched One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I've never seen it before." I was like, "What did you think?" And he was like, "I don't know what to think." I was like, "Good. That's the best part of it."
Now, I thought everything, and I was just sobbing the entire time when I
Oh,
first saw it.
it's
It's
so good.
No, it was at the end though when Chief escaped, and
Yeah.
I
Oh,
got the meaning of the title. He was the one who flew over the cuckoo's nest, which meant
that's so. Oh, that's so
I
good.
was just getting all of it, and I'm just like sobbing, and I'm like,
That's an experience.
he had to kill RP, euthanize him because he'd lost his only friend, and I'm just like, this is the worst.
So unbelievably like tragic in in the last hour of it's just so somber. Like you don't expect it to end on that somber note because the top of the movie is not joyous, but it's almost comic.
It
And
no, it for me it is joyous, but it's also so sad at the
yeah,
same time. It
definitely.
and it's just like you're so happy. You're like, yes, Chief escaped. He's gonna have a great life. And then at the same time, you're just like R.P. McMurphy, and you're just sobbing tears.
So I love when he walks up to the nurse and he's asking her to turn the TV on. And he's like, "You're not gonna say that now. You're not gonna say that now."
I just like it when Nurse Ratched though. Oh my gosh, Louise Fletcher.
So great. I love that video of the BAFTAs when Jack is accepting his award for Chinatown and he's on the set filming One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And it's a video that he sent in, and he was like, "I would like to thank the Academy for extending this award to me, but I have to get back to filming." And the nurse walks up behind him, and she's like, Mr. Nicholson, we have to go over here now, and takes him away. It's really great, just a great little pop culture moment.
Oh man, yeah. He's so good, and his character, even though is acknowledged he is a rapist. We know this. You cannot help but
Absolutely.
you cannot help but like the guy. You
Yeah,
cannot.
truly, he's such a likable
You
character
f-
throughout the whole
you
circumstance of the
forget
movie.
why he's there because of the heinous acts he committed before. You're just like, this guy's great, and
Like,
then
all right, I'm having fun.
and the person of authority that you should be on the side of, Nurse Ratched, you're just like, I hate your stinking
I
guts.
hate your guts. Exactly. You're like, I don't want to see you be just this passive aggressive bastard towards all your patients.
Yeah, and
You know, you're
he just goes up to her. He's like, "We want to watch baseball. You didn't get enough votes, and you have all of these, poor mental patients who can't, they're in their own
can't defend
different
themselves.
world."
Yeah,
And he's just like, "I don't count that as a, that doesn't count. They shouldn't count." And he was like, "Not because they are to say, not because they didn't vote, but because they don't know that they're voting for anything." And she's still like, "Yeah, it's not a fair vote." And I'm just like, this woman.
I hate her.
Yes, I hated her so much, but yeah, it's just such a
Yeah, it's such a fine balance that they have to pull off with those characters in that movie, and it's just so pitch perfect. Like there's really nothing like it.
yeah, and he's when he takes them out to go fishing for the day,
Oh,
or when they
oh,
throw
that
like a
whole
Christmas party, like I just felt great.
it's such a treat to see the way that he performs in that movie, because he's clearly having so much fun. I mean, on the opposite side of his performance in Chinatown or something like that, where he's probably having fun, but it's a much more dour circumstance. And I mean, clearly the back half of the movie is of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is a lot more dour, but he's just it's good to see him having a good time, and it's just good to see like everybody in this movie is having a great time together as a cast. I don't think there are any flaws with how the cast of this movie works.
No, it's great. I have and Michael Douglas produced it of all people. And just yeah,
Kind of wild in retrospect.
yeah, it is. But hey, it deserved all its flowers.
Absolutely.
Uh, the Missouri Breaks.
I
It's
did not see this one.
I didn't either. Automatic red.
Yeah, we'll put it red.
The Last Tycoon. This is an Elia Kazan film.
Oh, is it really?
Yes, I still have not seen it.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. I honestly didn't know it was Eli Kazan. That probably would have pushed me over the
Yeah,
edge.
but sorry, listeners, it's an automatic red. But I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure I have not seen anyone that's like, I'm a Last Tycoon stan. So
right. Yeah,
there
I
might be one out there, but
can get on Letterbox.
yeah.
Let's see what the average is on Letterbox. I'm gonna pull it up real quick. Last Tycoon. The Last Tycoon on Letterboxd has an average rating of 3.2. So I mean,
Yeah,
it's liked.
yeah, but not loved.
Yeah, I don't see anybody that's out here campaigning for it.
So now we're moving on to his directorial debut, Going South, where he plays Harold Lloyd Moon. I saw scenes
Uh,
of this, and he is freaking hilarious.
it is pretty funny. Like I watched this movie half mindedly. I was one of them that I was like, okay, I want to sit down, I want to focus on this one, actually write a few things about it, and I ended up just working on another episode of our podcast and putting stuff together for that while I was watching it. But every time I looked up, I was kind of in shock. Just it is such a strange movie, but I think this one's a red. I do not think it's that great.
Yeah, but he did find Mary Steenburgen, and this is what launched her was Jack Nicholson finding. I cannot remember what podcast it was. I believe it was WTF with Mark Maron, if I'm
Mhm.
correct. Yeah, she had an episode and she was discussing how she got this role and Jack found her, and I'm like, it was a great Jack story.
Yeah. Is it the casting couch story?
No, I think it's something different than that.
Maybe I'm trying to think of what movie it was. There was one movie I put down on my notes that there Jack was casting for it, and he asked like I think 40 or 50 different women to strip so he could like medically examine them for a nude scene. And I can't remember which one that was. Um, But yeah, anyway, that's another fun Jack
Yeah, the
story.
Jack has some wild stories. Then 1980, The Shining.
Ding. There's a green.
There's a green. As Jack Torrance, uh, directed by Stanley Kubrick.
Probably one of the most legendary performances of all time.
Definitely in the horror genre. It's
Yeah,
very
absolutely.
very big.
I think like as far as with meme culture in the past 20 years and what that's become. I mean, as it's Johnny is or here's Johnny is something that most people would know by now. I don't think there are many people that are left out of the loop on that.
And he goes from this not really a reserved guy, but kind of disturbed, to this outright
Just out.
crazy, murderous human being. Like, I love watching the scene on YouTube. I'll go once a year or so and I'll watch it, but it's when Shelley Duvall is on the stairs. She's walking backwards, and he's just
So
like, "I'm
great.
not gonna hurt you. I
I'm
just
gonna
want to
bash you.
bash your head." And she's just like, "Back off!"
Oh,
It's
it's
just
so good.
it's so great. Wendy, my darling, my sweet. He's just like,
Darling.
I'm
Oh my
I
gosh, yeah.
love Jack. He's
I I love it all. I mean, I love the terrible expressions on his face. I love the frozen expression that he has. I mean,
when he
it,
the
it is all so good.
yeah, this when he's dead and it just cuts his frozen
It's
dead
just
body. He just
cold.
has this like sour look on his face. Like, it's
It's so
it's
perfect.
so
So
great.
perfect.
It's so great. Uh,
Yeah, if there was ever a green, that's green right there.
that's a
Probably
green.
one of the best movies ever made.
The Postman Always Rings Twice. This is a remake of a noir from the 40s, I
That's
believe.
41 that it originally came out.
Yeah,
Yeah, I did not see this
I
one.
didn't
Have
see
you
it
know
either.
anything about it?
I have I have came close to buying it. See, I need to start buying these films that I've come
It's the
close to.
impulse.
Yeah,
It's you're trying to
I'm
check the
trying.
impulse. Your
Like,
body is resisting.
look at this. I can't help myself. Like, there's a shelf, and I have another shelf after that, and then another shelf. It's bad, but like,
It's a slow filling process, and,
yes,
that hole never gets filled, my friend. I can tell you.
it,
I've started going down that rabbit hole since we've started the podcast, and the physical media hole is
hey,
just
I'm telling you, it's not going to get any better because
it's terrifying. It's a black hole.
I've got like 13 shelves worth of films.
Sounds about right.
It's
We're at two full shelves between 4Ks and Blu-rays, and then we've got I think another three of DVDs out in our living room.
yeah, it is bad. But anyway, I came close. Haven't seen this. It's a
Mm,
red.
yeah, agreed.
And then a film called Reds.
Reds.
Um, he plays Eugene O'Neill. I watched the scene where he confronts Diane Keaton about her
That's
and
the one scene I've seen from it.
Warren Beatty. It was good. It
It looked pretty enticing. It was on my hot list of like ones to watch sooner rather than later.
I had seen it years ago when it was on Amazon Prime, way
Mm.
back when. But from what I remember, I loved it. And Jack, I don't know why this image is stuck in my head. I have not Googled any images from Jack Nicholson from Reds, but he has in this one scene just like a sweater that is almost like Chris Evans's from Knives Out. And I don't know why. It's just stuck in my head. I
Perfect.
cannot get the image of Jack out of my head, but I'm like, yeah,
That's a good tone. I mean, for him to be able to pull that off is a whole different
I
thing.
don't
Like to bring
remember. I
that.
don't remember if it was a turtleneck. I cannot like remember the type, but just the image of Jack is just stuck there. But he's really good as Eugene O'Neill, and just this poor guy who just gets cucked, in other words, by
Such a terrible time.
yeah,
Such a bad position to be in.
yeah.
Unintended. Um, yeah, The Border. I did watch The Border.
Okay, tell me your thoughts. I didn't get into it.
It's pretty middling. I was not very excited by it. It's another one of those like, all right, I got to throw it on in the background because I have other stuff going on right now. But Harvey Keitel is pretty fun in it. I had a lot of fun with his performance more than Jack's anyway. But yeah, it's very El Paso core stuff. It dramatic crime thriller. I mean, it's far from unfamiliar territory for him at this point, but I think it was a bill payer for sure.
Okay, the border is getting red.
Red. I agree.
Terms of endearment. I have this as a yellow.
I have this as a green.
Oh,
I really
really?
like performance in terms of endearment.
I
Definitely,
I guess
definitely exciting.
I guess I have it as a yellow because of the movie, but I love him as
Yeah,
Garrett
I think that's a fair point.
Yeah, he's so funny in this.
It's amazing to see. Like, I would love to see this movie in a theater just to see what lines are getting laughs, especially from him.
Yeah, one scene that sticks out to me that is so funny is when he is making out with Shirley MacLaine at the beach after they get out of the car, and he goes to grope her, and immediately the music's swelling, and as soon as he goes in for the grope, it's like everything cuts, and she's like, "Get off of me!" Like it's just
It's so perfect.
so funny because it just shows you as his character. He is kind of a womanizer, and everything. A retired astronaut, but that moment was so funny to me.
I love seeing like moments like that are so influential on like the quick cuts of this day, because I mean, you see so many of those. You see scenes where, like, it's doing a montage of somebody doing a suit up, and then they got to stop and cut the music out to tie their shoe or something like that. And I love just seeing those quick cuts that just immediately drive home the laugh in a scene like that.
It was great, and he's really good in it. So I guess we'll green it for now.
Yeah.
Uh, and it's his first of three collaborations with James L. Brooks. I guess
Yes. Yeah.
no, his first of four. Yeah,
What's the
terms of
fourth?
how do you know that?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, okay, okay.
yeah. We'll talk
Yeah,
about
we'll,
that when we get
we'll
there.
get there.
Okay, Prizzi's Honor. He plays Charlie Partana. I enjoyed this movie.
Okay, I didn't see this one, but I'll certainly take your word for it.
He
The log line was good for it.
he stars opposite Kathleen Turner, who I love Kathleen Turner.
She's a deer.
Oh man, that woman. The huskiest voice of any woman I know.
That was the. I was trying to think of how to word it in, but
She,
absolutely.
it's her and Florence Pugh are like the top of just like, yeah,
Need
just
another cigarette?
yes. But it's one of those. It's not insulting. Do you need another cigarette?
Not
It's
at all.
just like I will give you the entire box.
I just know. Yeah, yeah. I will buy you a case of American spirits.
Yeah, but they're so good in this. He plays a hitman. She plays a hit woman. They
Perfect.
fall in love, and then eventually they're both tasked with taking each other out after they're married, and it's
I'm
inner.
in.
It,
Totally in on
and
that.
and John Huston's directing it. It's
That sounds like a blast. Okay, that's on the list now.
it's got William Hickey in it, who
Oh, I love William Hickey.
yes, he plays Charlie's boss, Jack's boss, and
Okay, okay.
Angelica Houston's in it as well. She won the Oscar for it. Like, I enjoyed it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna add that one to the list.
Yeah, it it was pretty good. And then we have Heartburn, another Mike Nichols collaboration. He's with Meryl this time. I saw scenes of it. It looked okay,
Yeah, it's pretty middling. I had it at a red.
and which is sad because it's Nora Ephron, and I'm like, this woman.
Yeah, I wish there was more room to spread her wings there, but
It didn't have the Nora energy of Sleepless in Seattle or When Harry Met Sally or
definitely does
You've
not.
Got Mail.
I don't. I think Jack's performance in this movie like kind of lends itself to most of the problems with the movie, because he just doesn't feel right for this kind of a movie. At this point in his career, I don't know. I'm so impressed at like the other more out there roles that he's doing at this point in his career, but I don't feel much of anything compared to this one, especially like you said, compared to like When Harry Met Sally and Billy Crystal's relationship, and or Billy Crystal's tone and way of being in that, and even Sleepless in Seattle. Like that, you just can't hold a candle to stuff like that.
Yeah. So we are making that a red. The Witches of Eastwick. He plays Daryl Van Horn, the directed by George Miller of Mad Max fame.
I
But
love I love me some George Miller. I had seen this movie before we started doing this, and I went back and revisited it, and I was just as like middle of the road on it as I was the first time.
really, I thought it was. I mean, I liked it, but I mean, it wasn't excellent, but
Yeah,
it wasn't terrible either. But I liked it. I do think Richard Jenkins killing his
awesome.
wife was absolutely hilarious.
I think that's a great turning point in the movie.
It is because she's just this. oh, crazy, evil's coming, and he's just. I think his character's just like, woman, I am tired of you.
I'm done with this
Yeah,
shit.
like I will take a fire poker and hit you over the head with it. But
I love his behavior during that whole sequence.
yeah, he was just like, oh, and just eye rolls. But yeah, but Jack's great, seducing Michelle Pfeiffer, Susan
Mm.
Sarandon, and Cher.
Do you think his agent had to sell him on that one?
I think he probably did. I think he was like, Jack, listen, we've got three great looking women.
If I got to do it with three women, they better be the three hottest dames in the business right now.
Yeah, sorry, Meryl, but like, I'm
Yeah,
just like, no.
hate to break it to you. Yeah, which is Beastwick. I do like this movie. I think it's yellow.
Yeah, we'll
And
yellow it.
all right, you texted me before the podcast and said if we did not auto green broadcast news, we were going to shut down the
Yeah,
podcast. So broadcast news is an auto
I
green.
love broadcast news.
It's so good,
It
dude.
is.
I really enjoy it.
How many times have you seen it?
I just watched it once because I hadn't seen
Oh,
it
you
until we
hadn't
talked.
seen it?
Yeah.
Oh man, I had. So the rewatchables got me hooked on broadcast news.
Okay. Okay.
I listened to it and I'm like, I need to check this movie out because I like movies about journalism. I love movies
Yeah.
about news. I'm like Holly Hunter, Albert Brooks, William Hurt. I like all these people. Let's
Bring it
watch
on.
it. So I bought it, and I don't own the Criterion. I just own the regular DVD. But holy crap, I love this movie. It's
It is so
so good.
cool. I like you. I'm a sucker for journalism stories like Spotlight, something like that. Just really
Oh, I
really rock.
love Spotlight. It's
Spotlight Network, all kinds of
all the
stuff like that.
President's Men.
All the presidents.
I'll watch all of them, but
Yeah.
it's just so good. He's in it for just small periods of time, but
He's smashing in that little period of time.
it's got such a strong cast though. Like everyone's doing Joan Cusack running to get the
She's
VHS to the
oh.
newsroom, and it's as tense as any scary scene. You're just like, oh my gosh, are they going to be able to pull it off or not?
I love stuff like that, and I like the Sorkinism going into the '90s, and which we will get into more momentarily. But I that is so up my alley. It's not even funny. Like I will sit through every episode of The West Wing and just like savor every second of it. And so when stuff like this comes along, and it's like kind of pseudo political drama, but in the workspace of journalism, I'm all here for it.
It's great, and the dialogue is great too. Just
Uh, yeah, great script.
fighting. Otter Green. Okay, Ironweed.
I hadn't seen Iron Fist.
I haven't either. I meant to watch scenes, but once again, I didn't get around to it. So that is an auto red. Plus, it doesn't have really great reviews, even though
Yeah, it didn't look that.
he and Meryl were Oscar nominated for it. But you know, not
Kind of a
yeah.
flat year from what I took of the Oscars in 1987.
Oh no, the '87 Oscars were really good. You had Fatal Attraction, Broadcast News, Moonstruck, I believe. Yeah, it was stacked.
I don't think I've seen. I know I've seen Fatal Attraction and Broadcast News. I don't think I've seen Moonstrike.
Moonstruck's interesting. If
Okay, okay.
yeah, and then okay, moving on to the big one, Batman.
Tim Burton.
He plays
Tim
Joker.
Burton elevating Jack to a whole different level.
This was my first introduction to Jack.
Oh, really? Oh my
Yes.
god, what a performance to get into him on.
I was just like, who is that guy? Because in Sunday afternoons back when we had cable, they had Batman movie marathons, and I came in Tim Burton Batman. I'm like, who is this guy? I need to know. And that's just when the Jack love started. He's great as the Joker.
Magical performance.
It,
I genuinely think this is one of the best performances in a Batman movie. And it's so like non-tone deaf, and Tim Burton just knew what he was doing so good with this movie. And there's a really good episode of there's a show that I watch on YouTube called What a Shit Show, and it basically just talks about like how terrible the makings of things were. And they did an episode talking about rebooting the Christopher Nolan movies and how Batman and Batman Forever and Batman and Robin just like kind of started slowly snowballing into this shuttling of Batman into this idea of this certain character, but how important Batman was in 1989 to everybody. And I think that his performance lends a lot to that because it's such an important part of this movie, and it's such a joy, and it's so cool to see him taking a departure from his usual stuff.
And not only that, but he got in with the marketing of this film.
Yeah, yeah, and that which is amazing.
He, he made a crazy amount of money. Just
I think that continues to show throughout the rest of his career, particularly once we start getting into the 2000s. But this is certainly the snowball of him saying, "All right, let's make some money."
yeah, but it's an auto green.
I agree.
The Two Jakes, the sequel to Chinatown, which I do own this on DVD, but I will not watch it. It is one of those things I'm just like I cannot.
I did watch it. I watched it after I watched, I think, The French Connection a couple years ago, and yeah, it sucks.
Okay,
It's
auto red.
yeah, get it out of there.
Man Trouble.
I've
This
not seen this one.
movie was garbage. It has Jack Nicholson, Ellen Barkin, a whole slew of people, directed by Bob Rafelson, who directed Five Easy Pieces, King of Marvin Gardens, Postman Rings Twice. This movie sucks.
It's kind of a shame. I don't know what could have been done better on this, but they like one of the top comments on this is Jack Nicholson, Ellen Barkin, and Bob Rafelson must have all lost a bet on this.
Yeah, I read that on Letterboxd, and I was just like, I agree because this movie stinks. It's like his character is married to an Asian woman, and he just says terrible racist stuff to her, and I'm just like, oh, I that was the first thing I was just like, this movie's bad, and
I it's been so interesting going back and revisiting some. I've been watching a lot of Mel Brooks stuff with my little brother here lately, and
I love
we
Mel Brooks.
just wonderful. I introduced him. I started him on Young Frankenstein, and then we did the 2005 version of The Producers, which is the movie to Broadway to movie version of The Producers, which is arguably the worst way to experience it. But I also have a kind of a soft spot for it. Um, and then we watched, I mean, obviously Blazing Saddles,
Blazing
and
Saddles.
still that and Young Frankenstein are I think two of the best comedies ever made, and will remain that way for me forever.
I showed my cousin Blazing Saddles. I was like, look, you need to watch this movie. This is hilarious. And I've never seen someone laugh so hard in a film. Just like,
It is like seeing the sparkle in somebody's eyes when they're like, and this came out when?
yeah, it's just the 70s. It's just great.
Oh, so
We
funny.
will reference that film all the time. Just
I I frequently, like, every time I rewatch it, I'm like, wow, I do say stuff from this movie a lot.
like my cousin and I will always reference the scene where they're in the quicksand, oh man, we almost wasted a horse. Like, just like,
I almost wasted a good horse card on that.
yeah, it's just so funny. It's just, oh,
I I frequently say, what in the wide world of sports is going on here?
oh.
Um, yeah, there's so many excellent sequences in that. The rendition of the Camptown Ladies is like one of those sound bites that plays in my head every once in a while.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's great.
Great movie.
Oh,
All right, another big one. Very very small runtime for Mr. Nicholson in this one once again, but A Few Good Men. This is an auto green for
yeah,
me.
it's not a green. I mean,
And
Sorkin, Rob Reiner during his hot streak of, gosh, he started with This Is Spinal Tap, Stand by Me, The Princess Bride, When Harry Met Sally, Misery, A Few Good
unbelievable.
Men, and he had North, which everyone just pushes aside. We don't want
Yeah,
to remember that.
and yeah, we'll like quietly put that one to the side for the sake of keeping the streak.
Yeah, and what was the last one he did in the streak? I know this by heart, and I should remember this.
Your knowledge of it is so much deeper than mine.
It's not
But
that deep, but
you're beating me by miles.
no,
But I do love Michael McKean's performance in This Is Spinal Tap. That was something I was thinking about earlier today.
yeah, it's Rob Reiner. Man, I wish he'd go back to making stuff like this.
I wish we could go back in time.
I know they had the good stuff.
Oh man, I A Few Good Men is one of the movies that like my family had on VHS forever. It was always on the shelf, and something that was just I was just a little too young to watch. It was just a little bit too young to watch. And then eventually we had like a big movie night in the Davis household, and we set up a TV outside and did marshmallows and the whole 9 yards. And we watched A Few Good Men, and I remember being so riveted by the last 30 minutes of that movie and not really knowing why, and getting to the end of it and just being like, how do I proceed from here? Because I like stuff like this too much. Like I was like, I want to be Tom Cruise in that movie. And of course, 13-year-old me just being like, that's my
No,
hero.
I'd
That's
rather be Kevin Pollak, but you know.
it's truly.
No, but like, yeah, it's a great film. Just everything is well directed, well acted. Jack Nicholson's character is a sleaze bag.
He's so great. And I mean, one of the big, internet fun facts about this movie is that he did the "you want me on that wall" speech in every single take that they were doing in the courtroom. And Rob was like, you can back off. Like you don't have to do it every time, because we're just shooting Tom this time. He's like, no, I'm gonna do it every time.
Yeah,
And he does it every time with the same amount of
I
gusto that he
think
has.
I think another part of that funny internet story is I think he told him that, and I think he looked over at Rob and was like, "It's called acting." Just like,
Just another Tuesday.
yeah, yeah. I love Jack, but man,
Oh, he's great.
okay.
Hoffa. What do you think about Hoffa?
I didn't get a chance to. I've been meaning to. I like David Mamet. I love Glengarry Glen Ross. I
I
love The
I just finished
Untouchables.
listening. The Untouchables was fantastic. I just bought a copy of the play script for Glenn Ross that I've been breaking down lately, and it's
Have you
wonderful.
seen the film yet?
Yes, and I
I
love it.
love it.
I also love the rendition of it that they do in Barry. Have you seen Barry?
I need to. It is I the thing that sucks about loving movies and anything to do with filmmaking is the
You
list
can't watch
is
TV.
so long that it's so hard about like I will cut down on my movie watching when White Lotus comes to HBO Max
Yeah,
again
I
because
totally understand that.
I will be watching that again. I've waited 3 years, but still, it's just so hard to bounce back and forth.
It's impossible, but there are so many good like bits in Barry where they're doing Glenn Ross, or they're doing like Gary Oldman's bit from True Romance or something like that, and they're just absolutely screwing it up, and it's always funny. It's always funny.
I love Bill Hader too.
He's
He
fantastic,
is
and I can't.
he is a huge cinephile. I don't know if you know that or not.
It's amazing, and honestly, it shows in the writing of this show so much. And there's a oh damn it, they dress up in I think the second episode. It's not worth getting into,
Oh.
but it's really really a treat of a show. Um,
No, but back to Hoffa though. But no, just it's a blind spot for me. But I hear it got an Oscar nomination for makeup. Hey,
yeah,
but
it, that aspect of it was probably impressive in 1992. Nowadays, I'm like, okay, well, we've got a different man on the list, so
yeah,
I don't know about that.
but
Yeah, I'm gonna put that one as a red.
yeah,
I was not a huge
it's a
fan.
red. Wolf. I saw this. Did you see Wolf?
I did not.
It is garbage. I like werewolf movies sometimes. Like I love werewolf movies. I love vampire movies. I will not watch Twilight. That's just
Yeah,
I'm not going to.
you've got me there.
And I love An American Werewolf in London.
Oh, one of my
I
favorites.
love The Howling. I own both. I watch Wolf. I'm like, yes, Jack Nicholson in a werewolf movie. Not only that, this cast: Michelle Pfeiffer, James Spader, Kate Nelligan, Christopher Plummer, Allison Janney, Richard Jenkins, David Schwimmer is in it just for a little bit as a New York
Just
cop.
goes up.
This movie sucks.
It's such a shame. I hate to hear that, because I want these big swings to succeed.
It's awful. I did I did not like it one bit. It looks cheesy when he's a werewolf. Everything's in this like cheap 90s slow motion, just and I'm just like, oh god. And
Me and a couple of buddies used to do like host an 80s movie night every Wednesday, and we would go over and we would occasionally find a drinking game to play with every one of these movies. And one time the movie that we picked was Hard Target, the John Woo, Jean Claude Van Damme film, and we decided to make a drinking game out of how many times John Woo uses slow motion in that movie. And that was the biggest mistake that I think I've made in my adult
Let
life.
me guess, you were wasted at the
It
end.
was a like I do not need to leave this house kind of evening.
No, God.
Oh my. Anyway,
Oh man.
back to '90s slow mo.
Oh man. Yeah, it was not a great film. It was, the funny thing is, like, he gets at the beginning of the film, they hit a wolf, he gets attacked by it because the wolf's like playing dead. He turns into a
Mhm.
werewolf. James Spader, he works as like this book publishing guy, but then James Spader's in the office as the new young hotshot supposed to take his job, and then he's like a werewolf too, and then Kate Nelligan plays Jack's wife, but then she's having an affair with James Spader. It's just like,
Oh my
uh,
god, that
and
is
then and
that's
then
so much.
his boss is Christopher Plummer, and his daughter is Michelle Pfeiffer, and he falls in love with. Yeah, it's just a whole big thing of affairs and werewolves, and I'm like, this is just not working. And
This is slowly but surely falling apart.
it's Mike Nichols, and I'm like, I love The Birdcage, I love The Graduate, I love Carnal
That's
Knowledge,
awesome.
I love Working Girl.
This
This
is not
this
the
is
movie.
just bad.
It's funny how like some of these directors have such a hard time like finding their footing in the '90s.
It is, but he comes back with The Birdcage later on, which I'm happy
Yeah,
for.
absolutely.
But I was just like, Mike, I am disappointed.
Yeah, I that's so interesting. And I was thinking about Cameron Crowe earlier, and just the contrast of something like Almost Famous to We Bought a
It
Zoo.
is such a drastic difference. I'm like,
It's
can't.
so
I'm
weird.
like, what happened? Oh,
And I think just like doing singles and stuff like that in the '90s, that you can only make that movie in the 1990s. There's no other time that that would exist. And then you come to 2012 and you're kind of like, okay, well, my whole personality is based off of like people that were raised on '70s rock and were journaling in the '90s. Where do I go from here? And We Bought a Zoo is what you land on.
yeah. I'm just
I have a midlife crisis.
like, I saw We Bought a Zoo. That was the first Cameron Crowe film I ever seen. I'm like, as a kid, I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. But then I found Almost Famous, Say Anything, and everything after that, and I'm like, yeah, this is not.
I really love Almost Famous. The further away I get from it, the more I'm like, it's a little pretentious and more than I like. But the bootleg cut of it, like just watching the 3 hour and 15 minute of it, or whatever version of it is, I always have a good time just sitting down
Oh
and
man,
watching
I
it.
need to see the bootleg cut. I only got the theatrical cut.
Really good. One of the more popular like DVD theatrical features in the early 2000s was the bootleg cut of Almost Famous. I really really love it.
Man, I need to do an episode on that on the pod. But hey,
It's good.
yeah.
I'll be there for that.
Okay. Okay, then we've got The Crossing Guard. He plays Freddie Gale, directed by Sean Penn.
Mm,
Did not see this.
I didn't either. I think we make it a red.
We'll
I had
make
it
it a
at a
red.
red.
Blood and Wine. He plays Alex Gate. I know this is like a crime film, from what I
Yeah.
understand.
I saw some clips of this one. I did not watch the full thing. It looked it looked fine.
Okay, we'll red. If we need to
At a
yellow
red.
it, we'll make it a red.
Yes, sir.
Mars Attacks. He plays two roles in this. This is one of Tim Burton's. Tim Burton's a wild guy, but this is
He's
the wildest he's ever been.
This is a swing of a movie. I kind of love it. I I I don't love it
It's a
in
guilty
essence
love.
all Tim's, but it is a guilty love
Yeah,
for sure. It's like, okay, well, I am happy to indulge in this thing.
he's he plays just a casino owner, and then he plays the president of the United States, who is married to Glenn Close, whose daughter
Yep,
is Natalie Portman, who works for him as
that's
Martin Short. Like, it's wild, but it's such a weird movie. I can't.
everybody's wanting to work with Tim Burton.
I, it's his most stacked cast he's ever had. Like, great.
It's
Annette,
like a Wes Anderson
and
level
yeah,
cast.
it's like Annette Bening, Pierce Brosnan, Sarah Jessica Parker, Jack Black, Sylvia Sidney, Lucas.
How he got all of them on for this movie, I would love
I
to
don't know.
know.
Did he brought Pam Grier is even in it for just a small period of time?
Such a bizarre like show up and show out kind of movie for a lot of the people that are
I was
involved with
just
it.
like, this is so odd, but I'm gonna I had it as yellow because
Yeah,
it's
I
a
have it as
guilty love, but man,
I totally agree with that.
it's interesting. Okay, we're in the home
In the home
stretch.
stretch,
Yeah, The Evening Star, a sequel to Terms of Endearment. I have it as a red. I just no,
I haven't seen it. I'm totally happy with the red.
no sequels. Just no. As good as it gets, he plays Melvin Udall. I almost completed this film. I was very close to finishing it, but
Hmm.
he has OCD. Is Helen Hunt. I love Helen Hunt.
Yeah, she is awesome in general, and she's awesome in this movie.
Yeah, and he just his character, just from the introduction of him and the dog, Friedel, he's just like, don't pee in the
Pittsburgh.
hallway, and he shoves it down in a garbage chute. He's kind of a racist. He's awful. Like what he says to the two uh customers at the restaurant and them being Jewish.
Oh
I
yeah.
was just like, oh my god.
Hold up. Yeah, I thought we were past this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
evidently not. And then
I don't get how you can sneak that shit into a script in 1997, but
no, I
it's
mean
beyond me.
it got the original screenplay nomination, but Good Will Hunting won that year, so we should be
Yeah,
happy. But
I agree.
I mean, it was his third and final Oscar-winning performance. He's he's pretty good in it. Like he has dramatic moments. Like I was impressed, but his character does say some terrible stuff.
Yeah, I think it's a green performance overall, and mostly because of the Oscar, because there are some aspects of his performance where I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I was
But
like, oh my gosh.
yeah, I mean, far more than just being a proclaimed rapist in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest or
Yeah,
something like
which
that.
is sad because this character's way more lovable in that.
Right, and it's a bizarre series of events that we love his character in One Flew Over. I mean, we love RP more than we love him, and as good as it gets. But I think that's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah,
Anyway, The Pledge. I did not see The
I
Pledge.
didn't see it either. Directed by
Totally.
Sean Penn. Red.
Yeah,
It's got a
yeah. I'm
stacked
messing up
cast
the
though.
rest.
It's got like Patricia Clarkson, Vanessa Redgrave. It's like a
Oh, I
ton.
didn't know. She was
No,
was
it's
in it.
Helen Mirren. Sorry, not Vanessa.
Oh, okay, okay. I can
One of the
get
British dames.
in
If it
2001.
was Maggie Smith, I probably would have watched it.
Yeah, yeah, agreed.
I don't think she would have stood Jack Nicholson though. Rest in peace, Maggie. But
No chance. No
okay,
chance.
we
Yeah.
have About Smith. I have not seen it. I love Alexander Payne. I love Jack
Mm.
Nicholson. I know for a fact you've probably seen it.
I love Alexander Payne. I've been down the rabbit hole with him. I do not think that this is his best movie, but I do think it's certainly one of my personal
Would
favorites.
you yellow it or green it?
I would yellow it just for the sake of keeping my
Yellow.
emotions out of the fact. If it was election, it would be a
Oh
green,
yeah,
but it's not.
election's a very big green. Like I'm not even greening it or anything because of the hot tub scene with Kathy Bates. But
Yeah, yeah.
like I've heard about that. I've seen like clip. It is so bad. But
It is. It's a lot.
it
It's a
is.
lot.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're able to hold their breath on something
I'd
like
probably
that.
laugh or be so embarrassed one or the other. But okay, so anger management.
Red.
A red. I hated this film.
It sucks. I had such a bad time
Like
with
at the
it.
end when he's Adam Sandler's character's in the baseball field and they're just like, "This was the entire therapy all along." I'm like, where did this come from?
It is one of the worst Sandler movies I've seen,
I
and
oh
it's such a shame because it's like that could have been such an interesting powerhouse and dynamic, and especially seeing people like De Niro successfully pulling off like a dynamic with a younger person that's really spritey like Sandler is. I just don't know what went wrong with this one, but it goes so wrong and it is so grating. Like it's grating comedy, which is the last thing that you want.
like it sucks so bad because it's got Marissa Tomei, John Turturro, John
Mm.
C. Riley, Jack Nicholson, Adam Sandler, and it sucks.
It's such a shame. I hate seeing like a cast just be put to waste on something like this.
I saw it and I'm just like, you know, he's in the airplane, just kindly asking for stuff. His character didn't even seem to have anger issues. But
No,
for
no,
some
not at
reason,
all.
they're just forcing it upon us like, yeah, this guy's angry. And forcing
You're
it upon him like you're
it
angry.
insists on itself, Lois. It's very much like It's very much that. Like I remember seeing the title "Anger Management," reading nothing about it, and starting the movie up and being like, "Who is supposed to be the angry person here?"
Yeah,
Because I
that's.
get like kind of angry, but is he going to meet somebody that also has anger
I thought it
issues?
was gonna be Jack, but like, I'm just like, why?
It's pretty
Yeah,
dysfunctional. Anyway, I totally agree.
it's a
That's a
red.
red.
I'm sorry, Adam Sandler fans, but this is not
Yeah,
going in.
there are better Sandler performances, and there are better Sandler movies that don't have good Sandler performances in them.
Yeah, this was bad. Something's got to give. Nancy Myers, he plays Harry Sanborn. I'm
So,
yellowing this movie.
I haven't seen it. I'm
You
happy
haven't.
happy to
Okay,
go.
listen. Diane Keaton, Jack Nicholson, Keanu Reeves, Francis McDormand. Those are your
Oh, come
four
on.
names. Those are your
Come
four
on.
names, and that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's all I need to
Listen,
know. I'm happy with
Amanda
that.
Dobbins, she talks about this film all the time. I'm with her. It is great.
I will totally go down that rabbit hole.
It's
I'm a huge Frances McDormand fan.
I love
I absolutely love her. She's one of my
man.
favorites of all time.
Fargo was the first thing I saw her in on a
Yep.
snowy day of all days, and I was like,
Oh yeah, you betcha.
yeah.
Her and
Oh,
Fargo
I
like
think I'm gonna
changed my
barf. It's just
brain chemistry.
I love her, but yeah, it's a good. She's in it for just a little bit. She plays
Hmm.
Diane Keaton's sister,
Okay, okay.
and
That's an interesting combo.
Diane Keaton's like a romance writer, and Jack Nicholson's a womanizer, of course. Like I guess that's all he can play.
That's his career, yeah.
And who is his girlfriend in it? It's not Allison Peel. Who am I thinking of? Let me look it up real quick.
Mm.
Got to think.
Yeah, I vaguely remember Amanda talking about it on the big picture, but I haven't. That's not one that I dug into. Honestly, I was trying to work through some of the earlier stuff first because I knew it would push me to get through a lot of it, but it just became such a slog at some point in the 70s.
Yeah, it was Amanda Peet. Amanda Peet plays his like
Okay.
younger hot girlfriend, and Diane Keaton's dating like Keanu Reeves, who's like this younger hotter daughter. But somehow, it just doesn't work out.
They,
And it's
yeah,
Jack Nicholson's character has like a heart attack, and he's at Diane Keaton's beach house, and she kind of like takes care of him. She makes sure he's healthy, and then kind of like blossoms. It's great, but it's one of those early 2000 rom coms that's just elevated because it's Nancy Myers
mm,
and the cast of
I,
Frances
I
McDormand and everyone else.
I'm totally up for that. I honestly I wonder if Emmy's seen it because I know she is a huge connoisseur of early 2000s rom coms.
It's one of the better ones.
I'll definitely get in on that.
Okay,
I do love that one.
the greenest of greens of greens. I saw this last night. It's fresh on my
Tell me
mind.
you're not the rat. Tell me you don't work for the DA.
I
Oh,
love it. It's The Departed, directed by Martin Scorsese. He plays
The Departed.
Frank
Frank Costello.
Costello. This movie was incredible.
I love
I
this movie
can't
a
believe I
lot.
slept on it for this long, but
I saw this one probably 8 or 9 years ago for the first time, and it was just when I was starting to get into the Scorsese, and I started reaching his earlier or his later movies first, and I think like right around the time The Wolf of Wall Street came out was the first time that I kind of introduced myself to him, and then I started working back, and I caught with The Departed, and it's been with me ever since. I probably rewatched this movie. I've rewatched scenes from it at least once a year. I probably rewatch it every other year, but I absolutely love this one. It's such a good, just taut story, and I love all of the performances in it. Like Mark Wahlberg has never been better.
the
I
ending took me by surprise.
it's so great,
I was
so great.
I was just like, because Mark Wahlberg's in it for just a little bit, and then he disappears, and I'm like, well, crap, we're never seeing
Yeah,
him again. And then the final shot, Matt Damon opens the door, so it's like,
perfect. It's perfect. And enough has been said about the CGI rat at the end at the end of the movie that's like crawling over the balcony. Um, I don't care. And I think it won Best Picture, didn't it,
yep,
in 2006?
it
Yeah,
did.
yeah, that was Scorsese's only Best Picture. Um, yeah, it's a weird performance from Jack. He's really like towing the line between phoning it in and just being Jack Nicholson, and I think that makes the success of
Like
this
I
performance.
noticed he had the Boston accent at the beginning of the movie, and as it progressed,
He just
it
dropped it.
just was
He doesn't
like,
even care.
I don't care.
we know where your guys are. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's just so he truly plays himself the further into the movie you get. But I do love it. I really do love it.
And we're capping it off with the bucket list and how do you know? But we'll start with the bucket list.
Hmm,
Another Rob Reiner film. It's his second collaboration with him. It's not a good movie,
good. It's not good at
and
all.
it's got Morgan Freeman in it too, and
it's kind of a shame. Like I was kind of excited for this when I initially saw the premise, but yeah, it's not good. It's a shame.
yeah, it's not good at all. And then how do you know? His final film before he retires, and his final collaboration with James L. Brooks, starring Reese Witherspoon, Paul Rudd, Owen Wilson, Catherine Hahn, and Jack Nicholson. Once again, this movie sucks.
What a note to go out on.
It is
I think this
so bad.
it, it's agonizingly
I
bad.
hate it for him just to be like, this is the film. Like Daniel Day Lewis does Phantom Thread, and he's like, I'm retiring, and everyone's like, cinema. And
Yeah,
then Jack's like, it's How Do You Know? And I'm like,
one of the most lauded actors of modern Hollywood history goes out with How Do You Know?
I hate it. I hate it so much for. I don't know.
It's a shame,
It's
but you know what? He had a damn storied career, and I think The Departed as his last performance is kind of where I've landed. I think that is the last thing that I
yeah.
recognize as a Jack Nicholson performance.
If he retired after The Departed, everything would be okay.
That would have been, yeah, the world would be right.
But yeah, sadly no.
No.
And
Well,
if listeners are like, you should have went with his earlier films, I'm sorry guys, those still wouldn't have made the Hall of
yeah,
Fame.
so many of them were like inaccessible, and honestly, I'm glad that we started with Easy Rider because it was just, even with what we had with like the 48 movies that are still on the list from there, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff, but we landed on a good spot with
Okay,
it.
so let me see here. What was our Hall of Fame? Well, what did we have so far? We had
For greens, I have Easy Rider, Five Easy Pieces, Chinatown, The Passenger, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, The Shining, Terms of Endearment, Broadcast News, Batman, A Few Good Men, As Good as It Gets, and The Departed, which is
that's
12.
12 greens. How many yellows did we have?
We have one, two, three, four, five, six, 7 yellows.
Okay, so altogether we've got 19 films to build the Hall of Fame with. So I
We're,
guess we'll just run through.
yeah, let's go. Let's start at the top again. Let's go Easy Rider. I think it's kind of unnecessary to put this in there. I don't know, but feed me your
Should
thoughts
we
on it.
do the necessary first, or should
I
we,
think
like,
start trimming the fat.
yeah, or start trimming the fat? I mean,
Yeah, let's see here. Let me look at the greens. I think
we
passenger.
can cut the passenger.
I think the passenger is one that we can definitely get rid of.
Okay,
So we'll nix that. Um, broadcast news we're keeping regardless. I think Batman we got to keep. Um, a few good men, as good as it gets. The Departed, I think we got to keep. If I was to drop any of those, I would say it's as good as it gets. But I still think that's worthy. I would maybe drop The Departed over that.
I don't know. Let's see here. Let me think. Five Easy Pieces is staying.
Yeah, agreed.
Chinatown has to stay.
Yep.
No questions. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest has to stay. The Shining has to stay. Did we green reds? I think we
I
yellowed
don't
it.
think. I think we yellowed it.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're fine with that. Terms of Endearment was green, but would you rather yellow it?
I'd be comfortable yellowing it as opposed to some of the other stuff on this list for sure.
But it's also what to take out of the greens because
I mean, yeah, we'll still have broadcast news. I mean, I think broadcast news should stay because we've predetermined that one needs to go in as a personal taste more than anything. But I agree with it. Batman has to stay.
yeah, he made however many millions of dollars on that film. So I
Yeah,
mean,
I think that's a notable thing. I think A Few Good Men has to stay just because it's such an iconic performance for such a short period of
you
time.
can't
And
handle the truth. I mean,
yeah, I mean, who doesn't know that at this point?
uh, maybe about Schmidt, just so we can erase the memory of Kathy
Yeah,
Bates being nude in a hot tub. But
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't mind agreeing from that, but I can sacrifice it. Um,
But then
as good as it gets, I don't know about as good as it
I
gets.
don't know.
I don't know if I can drop
It was the third and final. I'm not sure. But
it. Yeah,
I mean, if we drop About Schmidt and The Passenger, that leaves us with The Departed, As Good as It Gets, A Few Good Men, Batman, Broadcast News, Terms of Endearment, The Shining, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Chinatown, Five Easy Pieces, Easy Rider. Yeah, we still.
I think that's not bad. I think that's on a bad list. How that's is that 11 or is that 10?
Let's see here. It'd be Easy Rider, Five Easy Pieces, Chinatown, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, The Shining, Terms of Endearment, Broadcast News, Batman, A Few Good Men. Oh, it would be. Yeah, it would be 11 still. Crap.
Dang. Oh,
I.
can't sacrifice broadcast news.
No, but I'd say cut About Schmidt, possibly Easy Rider, and
I think Easy Rider would probably be my next best cut.
The Passenger, and that would leave us with The Departed and all the others.
I think that is certainly the best move because the performance in Easy Rider is important just because he's present for it, but not much more than that. I think it's just a start of something, but not necessarily the start of his performing career.
No,
Um, yeah, I think we've landed on a pretty good spot. I mean, we've got our yellows like Carnal Knowledge and The Last Detail and Terms of Endearment and stuff like that. But I mean, that's not even worth arguing at this point.
no. I guess we'll have to, after this episode releases, I'll make the list up and post it up.
Perfect.
Man,
What a
yeah,
journey!
it was quite a journey.
It's been fun. Honestly, it was a task to like kind of divert everything down the right pipeline so I could focus on it all at once. And I still didn't get to everything, but I'm still glad that we got to go through some of this.
Man, maybe next time a smaller Hall of Fame, just like
You can do yeah, like Margaret Qualley's Hall of
yeah,
Fame
that
or
would be
something.
quick and easy. Just
It's got 3 movies on it.
get the substance one. No, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I don't know what the third would be.
I don't even know what else she would have, but yeah, regardless, I'm up for it anytime. You name the date, I'm happy to do one of these again. This has been an absolute blast, and
Oh,
thanks for having me on the show.
oh yeah, my pleasure. It'll be the first episode kicking off this year.
Good way to ring it in.
Yeah.
Good way to ring it in with a storied
Oh,
career.
I've got some, hopefully, some good ones coming up. Supposed to interview in February comedian Billy Wayne Davis. He's been on WTF with Mark Maron. He's from my
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
He's from my hometown of Crossville, Tennessee,
That's
and
so
he's been on
awesome.
Conan and all this. I'm gonna ask him Conan questions. I'm excited.
That's so
Let's see here. We're doing a David Lynch episode in honor of his passing with Blue Velvet, but maybe there's a way I can wing it to where multiple people can be on there and we can talk multiple David Lynch films.
yeah. You can broaden your horizons with Mulholland Drive or something like
I
that.
watched Wild at Heart last week and that movie was I liked it a lot.
It's pretty damn good. I can't remember what the name of it. I think it's What Did Jack Do? But there's like a short Netflix film that I was watching earlier, and it's David Lynch sitting across the table from a monkey, but the monkey's mouth is replaced with a human mouth, and like the monkey is trying to get out of a series of crimes that he did. It's all shot on like a modern camera with a black and white noir filter over it, and it's one of the most bizarre 17-minute watches I've ever ended. Like it ends on a song and dance number from the monkey and stuff. It's so David Lynch. It's perfect. I absolutely love it.
He's just such a wild filmmaker. I'm trying to think. We're also what else have I got on the slate? Cannot think. I'm trying to get back with Adam Elliott. I need to.
Yeah, I'm trying to get in touch with IFC and see if I can do an interview with him. But I know Oscar season he's just going to be absolutely battered. I mean, I've seen him in London. I've seen him in
He
New York.
just finished his worldwide tour for
Yeah,
the film, so I'm just like I should give him a break at least just for a few weeks.
truly condense all of that into one week before the Oscars.
Yeah, just hopefully trying. I've got in contact with Chris Bauer's agent, trying to see if
That'd be
I
awesome.
could get an interview with him. Haven't got a response back. I mean, I did get in contact with them. They're like, "Is this an interview or whatever?" I'm like, "Yes," and then that was the end of that. I need to get back in touch with fantasy though, because
Yeah, yeah.
that's the big one I need to get for the.
That'd be that'd be such a good get.
Oh,
It would be so much fun to have somebody on like that.
I would be shaking with nerves. Just
I he would be such a he genuinely is the person that kind of inspired a lot of my music taste, my movie taste as it is right now. And I I definitely owe him a lot for my sensibilities
yeah,
about watching movies.
I blame him for that and starting podcasting. I'm just like,
He's
it's all
problematic.
your
So,
fault.
he's so great. He's such a bastard, but he's so
Yeah,
great. I
I
love
know. I'm just like every time I see him, just or listen to the podcast, just such joy, and I'm just like, but it's all your fault.
it. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. I can trace it all back to him.
Yeah,
My 13th reasons, or my 12th and 13th reasons, are physical media and Sean Fantasy.
I know.
Um,
It's his. He also got me started on that junk over here. So I mean,
it's
jeez,
a problem. It is a
I
genuine
know.
problem.
But man,
But yeah, that's going to be a good
oh,
year. Yeah, we've got a couple things coming up. We're just continuing to do our roundups. We'll do our weekly highlights. We just did one on Silver Linings Playbook, which was pretty fun. So we're going to see what we're up for this week. But I still have to go see Steven Soderbergh's Presence tonight, which is going to be a pretty good one.
I need to see that. I meant to go this weekend, but my car, of course, had to decide to
Yeah,
break.
I've had some car trouble myself this week, so
Same.
I know how that goes.
Pulling into work and it's smoking is just not the best thing.
Yeah, far from ideal.
But I probably maybe tomorrow afternoon if I have time. I don't know, or next week. I'm definitely seeing a complete unknown. That's the goal. And presents. I'll probably triple feature something next week.
Yeah,
Just,
why not?
I mean, I'll have the time, but
Yeah, I usually like Friday nights after I get off of work, Saturday afternoons, evenings, and Sunday afternoons are when I typically go see stuff. So if I can work in 3 over the weekend, I usually do. And honestly, I saw Wolfman earlier this week, so I got that off the slate. It's
how
not
was that?
it's so mid. It's not funny.
Oh man, I was excited to watch it, but
Yeah, the trailer did way more justice than the actual movie. And honestly, with the guy having directed The Invisible Man already, I was kind of excited for it for that because I did like The Invisible Man, but it's just one of those things. Didn't really pan out.
I went to AMC so much last year. They had I read they boosted people up to like the A list if you'd went over 8 times, and
Oh my
I
god, that's good to
I
know.
had seriously been 18, 19 times that last year. So I had been so much that they just automatically boosted me up to the A list.
You get the prime. That's good to know. I need to investigate that. I know I have the A list right now, but maybe I
I'm
just
up until 2026 to the end of December. So I'm covered for the
you're
entire year.
set.
I'm just like I'm fine.
You can see whatever you want. Yeah, we have our AMC that's like legitimately 8 minutes from my house. That's the most accessible place ever. It's so perfect. But they don't show everything, so I find myself going up to the IMAX up in Knoxville every once in a while, and it's like a 40 minute
That's what
drive
I
up there.
need to do is go to the Knoxville because I'm like I need to go back to the Belcourt, but then I'm like
Mm.
at the same time it's so far away,
It's such a long
and
drive
I'm
out
like
there.
Knoxville's closer.
It's worth it, and the Turkey Creek IMAX usually has just about every IMAX presentation you could be looking forward to. Because I've seen The Brutalist twice in IMAX now. They don't have the 70 millimeter projections, which is a little bit of a bummer, but that's kind of an exclusive thing for. I think there's one or two theaters in Atlanta, and the IMAX theater in Nashville has a 70 millimeter projector. But I think those are the only ones close to us. But yeah, it's just finding whatever
Yeah,
works.
it's so hard here in Tennessee to watch like good quality stuff because everyone in Los Angeles and New York's like,
And
oh, we're going to see this, or oh, we've seen this rare film. And I'm just like, we don't have that here.
6 months until I'm able to
Yeah,
access
no,
it.
I'm just like licking canopy. I'm just like, are you on here? Are you on here?
Just begging. Yeah, I was trying to do Sundance this weekend, and honestly, by the time I came around to it, I saw that most of the tickets had been sold out for the stuff that I wanted to see. I kind of wanted to see Opus. There was another few that were
I
there
was
that
going
looked
to
pretty.
get twinless tickets tonight, but they were
Mm,
already sold out. And the
yeah,
biggest one I wanted to see was If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Mary
that was
Bronstein's.
that was one of them
Yeah,
that I
but
I noted.
they don't have the tickets for remote screening. You have to be in Colorado to see it. And I was so mad because I'm like, it's Conan, it's A24, it's like things I
That's the
love,
day movie if there ever was one.
and it's not to my. I can't grasp it, and I Conan did Letterbox today, and I was just like, oh my gosh, why?
Like I have to sit in this for the next several
I
months until I can
know
access
that will
the
be a
movie.
theater. I don't care if I have to drive to Nashville to see it. I'm going to see it when it comes out.
You can take a plane ticket out to LA and see the Vidiots.
Oh, I need to go to Vidiots.
That's on the bucket list if LA ever stops being on fire.
Telluride is my big go-to this year.
That definitely on the list.
That's
I don't know if I can make it this year, but I so want to go to
what
Telluride.
I'm doing is I'm going to do it in like sections. I'm buying my ticket, and then I'm going to buy my plane ticket, and then I'm going to buy my hotel. Just do it in
Good call.
sections.
Good call.
That
Just
way,
spread it.
that way I don't have to like save up all in one go, because if something happens, I'll still be able to do it in sections. But
Good call.
oh, I'm just hoping for a big year this year. But
I think it'll be. I think it'll be good. I think last year was kind of like still sweating out some stuff from the writer strike, and we're still getting over it. And the tail end of this year has really showed up. So I think this year will be good. I think next year will be better, and we'll just kind of just sit and bide our time until we get there.
I hope so. I'm supposed to be working on a script this summer too, so
That's
I hope
awesome. Yeah,
that goes.
I've been queuing up a few things. I polished off a short one the other day, and I'm working on a feature length one right
Oh
now.
my
So.
gosh, no, listen. I British, Coco Bond, don't you? I was
Oh yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So I was doing this documentary, and we before we even started, this is how nerdy we are. Talked an hour and a half about movies, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, about the documentary." He's like, "Oh crap, I forgot about that." So
Oh yeah, we
yeah,
were.
well, that's what we were supposed to. So we did that, and then after that, he said, he's graduating from film school. He's got the highest grades you can get over there,
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
that's pretty much he can almost get anything made he wants. But he would talk to me. He said, "Look, I want to write a script over the summer." He said, "You want to write with me?" I'm like, "Yeah." He said, "We'll try and sell at the end of this year." So I'm just like thinking, I'm like, I wonder if Zach writes
Dude.
films or something. Like if it's just the three of us, just film
You
nerds, just
I love the idea of like three chairs back to back just banging away on typewriters. I'm totally in on that.
I'll ask him. But we haven't had an idea yet. It would be perfect, just three people, a Zoom call, conceptualizing, saying ideas, writing.
You name the time and place. I'm totally up for just a big creative dig. I'm always up for that.
And with three people, it would get done faster too.
That's exactly it. Yeah, I mean, this is no like Brady Corbet Mona Fastfold thing where you're bouncing it off of your wife and trying to like get through a script like that. We would just be pitching ideas and working
Yeah, I
stuff.
was
And
talking to him. I was like, I said, we were talking about the Oscars. I said, nothing's really, you know, Oscar-y anymore. I
yeah,
said, it's just so different. He said, let's shoot for the Oscar. And I'm like, that would be even better. But hey,
and I want a Sorkin like script. I want an
just,
absolutely tight like walk and talk.
I love a walk and talk. Dialogue heavy. Social Network, 178 pages, but the movie's 2 hours long.
Like butter. I love that movie so
Oh,
much.
it's so great. Unspooled did a really good episode about that this week. So
Oh, I need to check that out because I've listened to a few of their shows, but I haven't listened to all of
I listened. That was my top podcast last year. Yeah, it was
them.
Unspooled, WTF with Mark Maron, Conan, of course, and then the big picture. Rewatchables kind of got kicked to the side, but
Yeah, I think Rewatchables was like
they
fourth or
got
fifth
they
on
got a little weak there last year. Like there were
that
some
last.
films I was just like, come on, Bill.
It was fun doing the lives, and then it just kind of felt mediocre for a little bit after the rest of the year after that. But yeah, Bill Simmons, if you're seeing this, I still think your show is great.
Yeah, we love you,
Let's
Bill, but I
put us on the ringer.
I oh, the Ringer would be the best place to work.
Phew.
Yeah, but I'm just like Bill. I'm waiting for a Little Miss Sunshine episode. I'm waiting for an Almost Famous episode. you
There's so
you're
many.
not giving me any of these.
He did. I was glad we got like the Boogie Nights and the Pulp Fiction
The
and the whole
Pulp
bit.
Fiction episode when it came out last year, I was like, oh no, the Rewatchables is over. They did it.
I, the whole bit of Bill at the end just being like, "I might be back, I might not." Like that was so perfect. And then doing, I think they did the Grand Budapest Hotel episode after that where he was absent and everybody was just like, "What's happening?"
Yeah,
Oh,
that was so great, but
oh,
solid stuff.
good. Well, this was an absolute blast, and thank you for having
Yay,
me.
thanks
And
for coming on. Just,
totally up for it any time. I'm happy to build a Hall of Fame for whoever, whenever, for whatever reason.
and you're allowed to come on here and just talk about one singular film too. Just
Say less. It'll be hard for me to condense myself down to one, but I'm happy to do it
it's
anytime.
okay. Coco Bond and I talked about the Truman Show, and it ended up being 3 hours and some odd minutes
That
long.
episode is so great. It's so great.
Who'd have thunk? I was like, who would have thought a Southern guy and a British guy would have clicked so well? Just
Match made in heaven. Let me tell you,
yeah,
one of the most listenable podcast experiences of
it,
my year
it
last
was
year.
like our highest rated. I was just like, this. Everyone is like, that was a great episode. I'm like, I don't know how we did it, but we did it.
It's magic. It's two forces joined by their link across the stars to create a podcast. It's 3+ hours on the Truman Show. It's perfect.
Yeah, and the more I talk with Kogobon, I realize it is so bad when we're talking together because, like I said, not to be redundant, an hour and a half before we're supposed to do a documentary, we talk about films. It's bad. It's terrible.
Now, is it a problem or
It's a good problem to have, but it's also one of those
right?
like, oh my gosh.
It, who was it? There was something I just watched recently. I can't remember what it was, but the quote was, "One of the lowest forms of conversation is remember when." Maybe it was just a quote from somebody I heard, and I was like, "Yeah, that may be true, but I do love a good remember when
Yeah, I do
conversation."
love. Yeah, they're really good.
I
But
love I told you.
you're welcome to come
And,
on anytime. You can bring your sister on here too. Just
yeah, I'm sure she'd love to join. So we'll definitely be around. So yeah, stay in touch. I'll totally jump on for another one of these soon.
we are shooting to do a original screenplay movie draft eventually sometime this year. I would love to
Awesome.
make it a mega movie draft and do like some
Now,
other some film friends, I know, just
I would
mega.
totally be up for it,
But
and just make it as big as
yeah,
possible.
that would be nice. But just seeing what's go. I'll keep you in the loop. I keep most people in the loop. So
Sounds great to me. Well, I'm always around. So thanks for having me.
thanks for coming on.
All right, brother. I'll catch you
See
later.
you.